The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
According to one Jets insider, Aaron Glenn is already doing something that has really impressed him. We'll talk about that and much more. The latest on the Jets. It's Father's Day weekend. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Saturday, rainy day in New York City. Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day, of course, to all the dads out there. Reminder, join our Patreon. Be a part of our Discord. Get your name added to the intro. Find out about discounts and exclusive events before anyone else, and a whole lot more. And it's a lot of fun. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. A lot to talk about with the Jets. I want to play you guys some sound from both Aaron Glenn and from Zach Rosenblatt and Will Parkinson. They did an awesome pod together on the Badlands Podcast Network. Will, you guys know, TOJ Pod comes on with us every single week during the season. Zach covers the team for The Athletic. And this was Rosenblatt on the latest podcast talking about big picture, what he has noticed about the Jets and specifically their new head coach.
But broadly speaking, I think the story of these few months has just been Aaron Glenn, the way he runs his program, kind of learning how he's going to go about it, and the way the players have responded to it. So that's kind of the biggest takeaways I've had, and it's a positive from my end. I've been impressed. Obviously, again, it's early, so this ultimate, if we get to week 3 and they're 0-3, and culture's only good when you're winning. Ultimately, I know the best. You say the culture's good when you lose too, but everybody's culture looks great when you're winning and doesn't look so good when you're losing. The Bengals culture, the Bengals culture doesn't look great right now. They're coming off a losing season. If they were coming off a winning season, or a season where they made the playoffs, then maybe all this drama they've had wouldn't be as big of a deal, but they look like a mess right now. So, but yeah, Aaron Glenn, I'm excited. I know you are too, because I saw you quote tweet me. I was when Steve Wilkes kind of hinted at the fact that they were going to do tackling in training camp, it perked my ears up a little bit, because Salah's training camps, and he's not the only one. This isn't even to shit on Salah. The majority of training camps are really light these days. They do not do tackling really, and the tackling was a disaster for them last year, and that's probably not a coincidence. But even just looking at real hitting and intensity, I'm excited to see what that looks like. He made sure to say there's going to be a quick whistle. We have to make sure these guys know we're not trying to kill your teammates and stuff like that. But I'm looking forward to that, and that's kind of the general vibe. It was intense for a spring. It was still light practices broadly, but it was intense enough that Michael Carter after Thursday's practice was he was surprised that they did a more fun practice, because so far it's been all about competing. So I've been encouraged by the Aaron Glenn of it all, and that's kind of the most important.
I think that's huge, right? The country club environment that you had, I think that's over with Aaron Glenn. Now, the biggest thing Zach said, and we've all said it, they got to win games, but I think Aaron Glenn's goal was to come in here and eradicate the woe is me attitude in the building. I think his objective right away was to get buy-in from the players, specifically the best players. And earlier during OTAs, you had Quinn Williams talk about how after speaking with Glenn, he regretted sending out that tweet about, oh, they're getting rid of Rodgers. Here comes another rebuild. He took accountability for that. You've had 100% attendance from your best players, right? Sauce and Garrett both there for the voluntary stuff, the mandatory stuff. It does feel like you have the buy-in from the team. The question is, are they going to now be able to win games? And time will tell. But I think that's all a positive here, that you're basically trying to eradicate the stench of the last couple of years. And it seems like so far Glenn has done exactly that. One of the things there in that clip, though, that I really like is the fact that this team's going to tackle in training camp. Now, you can't have guys tackle every day because then too many players get injured and whatnot, but the Jets are going to go out there and they're going to have a physical training camp within the rules of the CBA, but it has just felt like a country club environment the last couple of years. The Jets were a soft team last year. Without saying it, I think Aaron Glenn is acknowledging that. Like, they got to be aggressive. The mentality this team wants to have is one of physicality. Hey, you punch us, we're going to punch back twice as hard. They want to run the football. We want to see this team lead the NFL potentially in rushing attempts per game. That's their path. Other teams, yeah, they have quarterbacks that can throw it up and down the field and can mask a lot of your mistakes, but that's not the Jets right now, unless Fields surprises all of us. But that mentality, that starts in these OTAs. That starts in minicamp. I'm glad they're being more physical within the rules. They're not wearing pads, but I think it is notable that Michael Carter was surprised. Glenn took it a little easy on them with that last day because it's been a more physical OTA process and then minicamp. That's good. This team was soft as Charmin last year. They took on the personality of their head coach and then the interim coach. Hassan Reddick is the most selfless player I've ever been around. That's what Jeff Ulbrich actually said. Like, these guys were just babied last year. They were playing for them. They were not playing for the Jets. They were not playing like a team, right? They were playing for the names on the back and not the team identity on the front. It was such a problem last year. So I think Glenn's done a good job of getting the buy-in. That said, I still think getting off to a good start is paramount. Like, this team can't go out there and start 0-3 because then it's like, oh, God, here we go again. And maybe Glenn is such a great coach that it takes him a little bit and he's able to get the turnaround to happen. But I think it's hard if that happens, especially when the first game is against Aaron Rodgers. You lose that game and Rodgers looks good, and then you lose a couple more after that. Buffalo beats you at home. All of a sudden, you're going on the road the next two. You're looking at 1-3 to start the year, 0-4, God forbid. And I don't think they're going to be that bad, but I can't sit here and tell you it's a lock they're going to get off to a decent start. We don't know. I mean, their win total in Vegas is around 5.5. So I think the early signs are positive, and now can it translate to some success early to get more buy-in from the team? Because guys are buying in blindly right now. They know Aaron Glenn is former Jet great, really good defensive coordinator. But ultimately, players are going to not believe they got the right people unless they're seeing results. That's why I think a good start is super important for this regime. Super important for Aaron Glenn in particular. Now, more on the tackling, though, because I do think this is a big deal. It's going to make training camp a lot more fun, by the way, for anyone who goes to training camp every year. This was Aaron Glenn when he spoke with the media for the final time before this summer break, being asked by Zach Rosenblatt about the Jets' intentions to fix their tackling problem from a year ago.
Steve Wilkes said yesterday that you guys want to practice tackling in training camp, like it's a point of emphasis.
Yeah.
A lot of teams really, not every team does like tackling anymore.
Yeah.
Why is that so important?
It's a tackling sport. So in this game, you got to block and you got to tackle. And the only way you get good at that craft is to do it. So I'm a firm believer in it. The players understand, they know that, and they want to get better. And if we want to be one of the better tackling teams and one of the better blocking teams in this league, at some point you have to do it. Now, I'm not saying you got to sit here and do it every day, and you also got to have a quick whistle, but there are times when you just have to practice and you have to do it.
I love that. It's so easy, but he's right. Football's a tackling sport. The Jets were one of the worst tackling teams in the league last year. This stuff matters, man. That's how you start to, I'm going to use the word, change the culture. That's what it should look like. That's good. That's what we need to see. And like, here's the thing. They have talent on this team. There's question marks in some key spots. Coaching, right? But I like what I heard there from Glenn. And I feel good about Wilkes, at least on that side of the ball. They have talent on defense. Albert Breer said the Jets have the second most talented team in the AFC East. I think he's right. I understand everyone's going goo goo gaga over in New England because, Drake May flashed, some talent as a rookie. That doesn't mean anything. They have major questions about their offensive line, their wide receivers. They have major questions about key aspects of their defense. Sure, the Jets have question marks as well, but they have real talent. They have Quinnen Williams, Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson, Quincy Williams, Jamie Sherwood, Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter. These guys are all really good to great players at all three levels of the defense. And if they could coach some other guys up where they hit on a guy like, let's say, A.Z. Thomas or Byron Coward is the perfect fit for their defense. They identified a guy that we're like, who, what, this guy? And he ends up being really good. That's a really good defense right there. The questions are on offense, and I understand that. I have major questions about Justin Fields, but this team should be able to run the ball. Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, in that room with Breece Hall, contract year Breece. Breece looking yoked the other day, saying all the right things. We talked about buy-in from the key players. Breece, Sauce, Garrett, Jermaine. They're bought in. Still think you need to get out to a good start, but I like the fact that the country club environment is seemingly done. Within reason. The Jets aren't going to be beating the hell out of each other in training camp because there's rules and so on and so forth, but it is going to be more physical. And I think that stuff matters because, as Aaron Glenn said, football is a tackling sport. And sometimes I think we forget that. It doesn't mean, hey, there could be more injuries this summer as you're getting ready for the year. Sure, but if you're not ready to play when the year starts, guess what? It's not going to matter if you're healthy or not because you could be healthy like the Jets were for a lot of last year and still stink if you're not prepared, if you don't play like a team, if you're poorly coached. I mean, sure, the Jets lost Jermaine Johnson. They obviously lost C.J. Mosley. Those were big blows, but, I mean, most of the Jets players played last year. Can't really use the injury thing as an excuse why they were terrible. So you got to be ready to play. And a major issue with Saleh, too, by the way, and this is what I want to see with Glenn, whether or not they win, 8 games or they win 6 games, right? How do they start in these games? Can we see a team that actually goes out there and gets a lead early? How often do we watch the Jets under Robert Saleh? And they are off to these god-awful starts. And sometimes, they'd come back and make a run in the second half, and they'd win some games. But they'd be flat as a pancake. And what felt like any, circumstantial, big moment, right? Your season's on the line. And this was a problem if you go back to the collapse in 2022. Right? Jet season on the line. How do you come out? Seattle, Mike White's back. Remember that? Flat as a pancake. Oh, Jets, they get some life. Some talk about Aaron Rodgers maybe returning at the end of 2023. You have this big win where Zach Wilson played well against the Houston Texans. Down in Miami, how do you come out? Blown out, never in the game for a second. Division opponent. Destroys you. Season on the line in Buffalo after you lost two devastating games to the Chargers and Raiders back-to-back. How do you come out? Oh, you come out against the Bills and get destroyed where Tim Boyle has to come in the game? And then last year, you have all this time to prepare for the Niners. They boat race you in the opener. And sure, the Jets end up beating what turned out to be 2 bad teams in week 2, week 3. How do you handle some success? How do you handle more time to prepare for an opponent? Oh, you come out and play the worst game you could play against Denver at home? And then you go to London and trail 17-0 early in that game? There's so many examples of that. How do they start in these games? How do they come out in these games? I see a comment from Rick. Even Gase had them ready to play. Adam Gase, if you needed someone to scheme up the opening drive for your offense, he was good at that. Jets actually scored touchdowns and points on their opening drives. It was everything after that. And I'm not even talking just on offense, right? Obviously, we'll judge Engstrand on some of that stuff for sure. But yeah, defensively, like I want to see this team come out and set the tone. And one of the things they need to do, they need to force turnovers, man. I don't care if they finished in the top 5 in yards allowed for the second straight year. They were number 3 last year. They were number 23 in defensive EPA. And they were one of the worst post-Salah being fired. So that number is even lower. The defense was not good last year. It wasn't. Multiple times, they needed to make a play, and they would have won more than 5 games they couldn't. And that's not to say the offense was blameless. Of course not. But the defense was supposed to be the strength of the team. The whole point of adding Aaron Rodgers in the first place was he's joining a team that is a top 5 defensive unit. His only Super Bowl he won with the Packers, they were the 5th best defense in the league that year, or in that range. He'd never had that since. That was the whole point, and the defense fell off a cliff last year. And a major issue was they couldn't tackle well. We all talk about, they can't stop the run. At times, maybe they're in position to stop the run, but then they don't tackle. So you have to tackle if you're playing tackle football. It is a novel concept, but it is one that Aaron Glenn is right about. Like, it's crazy, man. On that note, though, I'm excited to see what it looks like this summer. Because at the end of the day, even though I don't have the highest of expectations for this team, it's the NFL, and you still never know. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Any Jet fan interested in some of the events we have going on in Tampa Bay, get on the Patreon. Lock in your hotel room at a discounted rate. We got some group tickets still available for Jet fans who are making the trip down there. Section 100, 200, or 300. We have our tailgate the day of the game, which is open for all fans to attend. You can scan that QR code and lock in your spot. Plus, happy hour the day before, 5 until however long you want to stay at Gaspar's Patio Bar and Grill. So we got all that cooking. We'll have some raffle prizes that night. It's going to be a great time. So looking forward to hanging out with a bunch of AsManiacs in Tampa. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. Hit the like button if you haven't. Reminder, our top prize in next week's AsManiac raffle is a Broadway Joe autographed football. Prize number 2, Darrelle Revis signed football. Prize number 3, first announced right now, a signed Wayne Corbett jersey. So each Jet legend, the theme of our raffle here in the Ring of Honor for the New York Jets. Corbett, Revis, and Joe Namath. Gift the channel membership to be eligible. Shout out to Indy Jets. He's the first AsManiac to gift a channel membership. Indy, I will get you down in the raffle for one. Sorry about your Pacers last night, but I'm not actually that sorry. But I will say this. I know the ratings aren't great for the finals. There's been some great basketball played in a lot of these games. So if you're a basketball fan, like the quality of play for a lot of these games, it's been pretty good. You know, you got it right now, 2-2 going back to OKC. Like, who wouldn't have signed for that if you're a basketball fan? All right, I have open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. I also have a question for the chat. Will Parkinson had this tweet yesterday. Jets officially off until July 22nd. Jet fans, what's your excitement level going into training camp? 1 out of 10. So give me a number in the chat right now on your excitement, because I think the Jets, to their credit, because they're the Jets, they always find a way to suck us back in at least a little bit. It's definitely nowhere near the level of excitement the last couple of years. Not even close. And it's definitely nowhere near the level of excitement in other years where the Jets might have a new regime or a new coach. Even when they hired Gase, I was still excited for camp because I believed in Darnold and the way he played at the end of his rookie year. I'm like, Gase might not be good, but I can't wait to watch Sam. Le'Veon Bell, we added him. So what's the excitement level? Snowball, 8.7. Larry, 9. Jermaine, 10. Rick, 6. Jason, 9. Rich, 8. Frank, 6. Anthony, 5. Party with Peg and Artie, 9. Beastbreaker, 9. Briga, 7. JT, 10. Jack, 6. Dakota, 12. Wilfredo, 6. Indy, 12. 12 out of 10. That's the eternal optimist. Open phone lines, comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Wilfredo says, let's see some wins. Amen, man. All this sounds great. You start 0-1 to Rodgers. 0-2 after Josh Allen and the Bills come to your place. How we feeling then? Gators at a 2. Dakota's between a 9 and a 12. Rich is saying we had no leadership. No, the Jets' leadership was poor. That is abundantly obvious. And that starts at the top, by the way. One of the things that I think is notable, though, about what we learned during OTAs and minicamp here, when Steve Wilkes spoke for the first time and they asked him about taking this job specifically, he referenced the fact that the job was attractive to him because of the relationship the head coach has with the owner. Woody's letting Glenn do it his way because there's that previous relationship there. And also, I had made this point a lot. Woody, and this is to me is BS because you own the team at the end of the day, but he felt like, well, don't blame me for Saleh and Douglas. I didn't hire them. And while technically true, you're the owner. And if you wanted to fire Robert Saleh, you don't do it 5 games into the season. You do it in the offseason. And then Mike Vrabel probably is coaching the Jets last year, and who knows? Right? Like, Woody now, he's letting these guys do their thing. The other thing I wanted to bring up, when Breece Hall spoke the other day, I'm going to see if I have the clip. Aaron Glenn made reference to the fact that, or Breece Hall made reference to the fact that Glenn called him when all the rumors are out there around the draft about the Jets trading Breece. And Glenn on the phone told Breece, apparently, like, Breece, you're my running back. I'm not trading you. Which is, once again, another reminder that while Darren Muji is the general manager, this is the Aaron Glenn show. That there's no personnel move that's made without the head coach being on board. And that's not unusual in the NFL. There are teams that the head coach has more power than the general manager. But very rarely do you see it with a guy who's never been a head coach before. Like Andy Reid has that power in Kansas City. Belichick obviously had all that power in New England. There are examples of this. Pete Carroll had all the power in Seattle. He has all the power in Vegas now, too. Kyle Shanahan was a first-time coach that got that power from the Niners. So it can work, but it's once again another reminder that this is the Aaron Glenn show. Like, it is him. He is the guy that's calling all the shots. Here's the clip I was referencing with Breece addressing the trade rumors when he spoke to the press the other day.
As you know, around the draft were all those trade rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people thought you were a goner. You know, what was it like for you? How did you process at that time?
I mean, I was seeing it just like everybody else was seeing it. You know, but like I said, if you're not, people feel like you aren't doing your job, you're going to be replaced. So, you know, it didn't happen. I'm here. AG called me and told me he wanted me to be here. So, you know, for me, that meant a lot. But like I said, I'm here. I'm here to work. I'm here to do my job. So, and prove to them that I deserve to be here.
Did you talk when you saw those rumors pop up? Did you just see what happens, or did you call Aaron? Did you call Darren just to see what?
Nah, at first I was just kind of like, okay, we'll just see what happens, you know. And then, you know, AG called me and, you know, told me that he's like, Breece, do you think I want to trade you? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, Breece, I don't want to trade you. So I want you to be here. You're gonna be here. You're a running back, and so that felt really good. And then just to sit down with him and have a lot of long conversations, and for him to fill me out, for me to, you know, get to know him and everything, it's been cool. And to see how our practices have gone, how competitive he likes it to be, and, you know, how he likes to put the ball down and just let us play, has been fun.
I mean, Breece is yoked, by the way. Guy is ready for a big-time season, baby. I'm glad they didn't trade him, but once again, Glenn's calling him, Breece, you're my running back. Like, Glenn's got all the cachet. He's got all the say. And I think that matters because he's the front face of the organization. Who was the front face of the Jets? Was it Douglas? Technically had say over Saleh. Douglas, who never talked to anyone. Saleh, who wanted to be everyone's, like, best friend. Like, the players liked him. I like Robert Saleh as a human being. He's a good guy. I wish him well. But for better or worse, like, it's the Aaron Glenn show now. If it doesn't work, like, you blame him, and there's not this, well, we're divvying up the blame between part Woody, part Saleh, part, like, this is Aaron Glenn calling the shots. And I like the fact that we're not going to get any press conference sound or weekly radio spot sound where the head coach of the team is going to say, I plead the fifth, right? When Michael Kay on ESPN New York asked Robert Saleh a few years ago, hey, why don't you go to Trevor Siemian? And Saleh said, I don't know. I plead the fifth. Like, what? Like, Glenn will give you an opinion. And he'll push back on some dumb questions from the media, and all that's fine. But you got to win. But at least, like, that's not going to happen now. There's a clear leadership that starts at the top that you see now trickling down to the rest of the organization. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Do a little Saturday show here. Weather in New York is terrible, so come hang out with us here on the program. Reminder, if you gift the membership, we shout you out, and we will get you in the raffle. Namath football, autographed Namath football. Revis, autographed football. Corbett, autographed jersey. Top 3 prizes in the raffle. You win it, we send it to you as quickly as we can. First up today on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man who sang happy birthday to little Joey during the Little Joey Birthday Spectacular. Charleston Jetrube joins us. Hello, Charleston.
Hey, what's going on, Jake? As always, thanks for taking my call.
Are you naked, Charleston?
I'm not naked. Just,
okay.
It's really hot here today. It's like 90 degrees. So I'm just sitting out on my balcony here, enjoying the weather, watching the Jake Asman show, enjoying a wonderful start to my Saturday, which makes it even better. I had no idea you were going to have a show today, so that was awesome. If you remember back, I was kind of with you, wanting an offensive coach and wanting someone with experience and all that. But I tell you what, the more this goes along, I mean, I've got the same feeling that I got when we got Bill Parcells. Rex was a good coach for us, but the problem with Rex was once it kind of all started being his guys and all that stuff, it kind of went down the tubes, and he kind of almost turned into a solid light as far as kind of being these guys' friends. And we don't really ever have to worry about that with Glenn. And man, I told myself after these 2 years with Aaron Rodgers, because I truly thought we were going to win a Super Bowl. I mean, I lived in Minnesota for many years, and I always admired Rodgers. And when we got him, I truly thought we had a shot. So I was like, I'm not going to believe in nothing until I see it. But man, just the way he talks and the way that, you can tell he delegates to his guys. And I mean, I personally think Engstrand's going to be that next great young offensive mind. Wilkes has proven he knows what he's doing. We couldn't stop the run because of our scheme. I truly believe that. I truly believe with how we are going to play defense, and I do believe we are going to blitz quite a bit more. I believe under Saleh, we were one of the least blitzing teams in the NFL. And I don't know, I think our back end's going to be a lot better than what people think. And if you've got a solid back end, why the hell wouldn't you send the house? I just feel like we're going to see a defense that we haven't seen in 15 to 20 years. And I have some hopes. I really think Arian Smith is going to be a lot better than people think. I think he's going to be 4th in receiving yards for us. I know that doesn't sound very high up, but, you got GW, you got Mason Taylor, and then you got Brees. And I think he's going to be right there at 4th with Reynolds closely behind him.
You think Arian Smith's going to have more receiving yards than Josh Reynolds?
I do. And I don't think he's going to have more catches, but I think he's going to have one of those ridiculous averages of like 16 to 18. I really think, when I was a young man, I used to think coaching was overrated, but the older I get, the more that you realize that coaching is everything. It's everything, and it's scheme. And we haven't had, our coaching the last couple of years offensively, you could probably go out and find like a high-end high school team that could coach our team better. It was the most vanilla, plain, boring. You could sit and watch the game and you could call about 90% of the plays. Just sitting on your couch, you could say, this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. And as us as fans can predict what the hell's going on, what do you think that these other people that actually get paid millions of dollars to scheme are going to do? And I just truly, honestly believe that things are going to be different. I feel like we're going to be 3-5 before the break, and we're going to be 6-3 after the break. And I really, really, really am starting to think we're going to squeeze in a wild card spot. And you know what?
Wow. They got you hooked again. Unreal.
I tell you what, man, I can't remember what player said it back in the late 90s. It was a year that we barely made the playoffs, and one of the players said, "You know what? We may be the ugliest girl at the dance, but damn it, we're still dancing." And I can't wait. I can't wait.
Wow.
If it's not this year, it's next year. And I truly believe that we have our guy. And I know this is a way too early, way overboard, but like AG is going to be the next Tomlin. He's going to be here a long time. I mean, I've never seen players like literally seem like that they think he's the guy like so fast. Like everybody's completely bought in. I mean, I was worried about Quinnen when, they got rid of Rodgers and all the comments that you're hearing about on Twitter and this and that. And like, as soon as they met this guy, these guys are all backtracking. Everybody's showing up for everything. I think outside of a couple of the OTAs, basically, some of the vets that have been here a long time maybe missed one or two of the OTAs, but for the most part, everybody showed up. What did Glenn say in his press conference? 91% participation, and in Detroit, the best year they ever had was 80%. I mean, that's pure buy-in, and the fact that our young studs are not worried about getting their contracts again.
Well,
that just
I think they're saying the right things publicly because they're negotiating in good faith because they believe the Jets to this point are negotiating in good faith. But I would caution you to say, well, they don't care about their contracts. Players want to be paid. It's a business.
Okay, so I stated that wrong. What you said is true. They have belief in Glenn and what he's saying, and that it's going to get done. Of course, they want their contracts. I just kind of stated that wrong, but I don't know, man. I'm getting pretty pumped up.
Mike D's Nuts says, "I want what this guy is on."
41 years being a Jets fan. I just I guess I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and it's not even just in that, it's in everything. Why be negative? You know what I mean? The Jets have been so bad for so long. It's just the law of average. At some point, like you say, every year there's always a couple teams that weren't shit that make it up to make the playoffs. It's been a decade and a half, man. Why not us? Why not this year? And the other thing that I say that makes me think that it is going to happen is we've had a number of years recently that we thought we were going to be good. Now, finally, the majority of fans think we're going to be crap. We're going to be good. I just truly believe in that. We're all long-suffering Jet fans. Some of these guys that are in their 20s, or like someone like Connor Long, these poor guys have never even, at least I've had, a few AFC championship games in my day. But man, some of these fans that are loyal that literally haven't even seen a winning record, we are due. We are due.
Yo Home says, Rube calling in from the nudist colony. So to confirm, you're not in the nude. Thank you for that visual. Yes. Tremendous.
No nude.
Ref fan says, if my neighbor was naked and yelling at a phone, I don't know what I'd do.
Speaking of that, it's so funny. The other night during, my wife is laughing now. She's sitting right next to me. She's laughing. She heard that kind. She's laughing her ass off. But it's so funny because the night of little Joey's birthday party, I might not have been there, but my wife had to work really late, normal 9 to 5, but she had some open enrollment thing she had to get done. And yesterday she's like, when I was working late, I heard you like singing happy birthday really loud to somebody. What the hell was going on? So I brought up the video and showed her what I didn't. You should have seen the damn look on her face. Just drop down like, what the hell is going on? Like you always say, trying to explain this stuff to people. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is a tough conversation to explain to a significant other, hey, I got to stop what I'm doing to go sing happy birthday to a pet guinea pig for someone I've never met.
Yes, and someone whose also his name is Beastbreaker 666.
Yes,
that adds a whole nother level as well.
that does add another layer to it, no doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, Charleston, I hope you're right. I'm not drinking as much hopium as you are today, but I would love to be able to say, you know who nailed the Jets being this great team this year? Charleston Jets room. So I hope that happens.
I'm telling you, Arian Smith Arian Smith, I truly, truly believe, again, I don't think we reached for this guy. When you look at the beginning of that fourth round, there were two speed guys that were projected to go fifth and sixth, seventh round. There's no way Arian Smith would have been there. There was a run on these guys. He's going to be very good, and I truly believe Isaiah Davis is going to be a lot more special this year than what anybody's thinking. Though those are just two things, and we are going to have a top 3 defense. There's no doubt in my mind. The offense, I'm still a little nervous about, but the defense, I have no doubt we are going to be dominant.
Charleston Jets room, everybody, live from his nudist colony, or he claims his home. We don't know. Good call, though. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls in a moment, but can I shout out the Rick Kent? He has just gifted 5 channel memberships. Rick won yesterday's top raffle prize, the full-size Broadway Joe helmet. It has already been sent out. In fact, I even took insurance on it, Rick, because I want to make sure, God forbid something happens, that we take good care of that prize possession. Rick is in our next raffle for 5.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Here are the 5 listeners who got channel memberships from Rick: Sean Johnson, Multiballs, Matthew Granger, Mrs. Rogers, Armando Odaz, all receiving channel memberships. Let me give a shout out to David Hall. He is gifted a channel membership.
You get the fuck out.
He is in the raffle for 1. Thank you very much. David, your channel membership went to listener Jordan L. So Jordan, you can thank David for making you a channel member. Gift memberships that help support the channel in the lean months here, and we get you in the raffle for a chance to win a bunch of prizes. PBM says, if my neighbor was naked talking Jets, I'd hop the fence and join in on the fun. Good Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a question that came in earlier that I bookmarked. It's a question that I'm going to pull up, and I have an update I could share with the people. Cincy Matt wants to know, are we going to get some Charles/Nick Shine job updates today? If you missed yesterday's second show, people are calling it a top 3 show of the year, maybe one of the best shows of all time. That's what I've heard from listeners who tuned in yesterday. It was the Charles Gorman experience, unlike anything I have ever seen before. Without spoiling what happened, here's a screenshot that sums up a lot of it. And this is only part 1 of what happened. Part 2 was all about, can we get Charles Gorman a job, because his job coach, Coach Mosk, is failing to deliver on the promise of getting the guy a job. So Nick Shine and the AsManiacs are taking matters into our own hands and joining us right now as the job hunt for Gorman gets underway here on Saturday, June 14th, is Nick Shine. Hello, Nick.
Good morning, sir. Or good afternoon now. How are you?
Nick, I am well. Give us the let's start with this. Set the scene. What is happening here? The pursuit of getting Gorman a job today is underway.
We have a rainy day here. A couple of the soccer games in town got canceled, so I was able to take some action here early. Picked up Charles, went back to my house, printed out the resumes, and we're about to go into the ShopRite. As many people who follow my show know that ShopRite's one of my favorite places on earth. And we have a very spiffy-looking, dressed up in a polo shirt and little khaki pants, Mr. Charles Gorman.
Hi, everyone.
Let's go, Charles. Big day for you. You look great.
Thank you.
I'll hand you off to the man of the hour.
Hey, Jake. How are you?
Charles, I'm well. How are we feeling? Obviously, big day. Nick Shine taking matters into his own hands. ShopRite first up, it sounds like. Break it down for us.
I believe I applied here before, but it's not bad if I apply here again. Hopefully things go well. That's all I can really say at this point. That's all I can come up with.
Persistence is key, Charles. I think that will be a helpful word to remember throughout this process.
I appreciate you guys throwing in your support for me. Sorry if I'm such a jackass about it. Sometimes I know you guys say you tease me, you love me, but sometimes I don't like to be teased. It depends on how I'm teased, how I'm being joked around or something, or yanking my chain, getting my chain yanked, or whatever you want to call it. But I appreciate your guys' support.
Well, I'll tell you what, Charles. We're all rooting for you. We're excited to find out how it goes. The big thing for you, positive energy, right? Be someone that people want to hire, that they could trust, that they want to bring into their work culture.
That's very true. Don't want to be a negative Nancy.
Be positive, be exciting. You know, you got a great personality. We've all seen it. That's what we need today. We need that energy to be a lot higher than what we're getting right now. All right.
I know I'm just my brain's still somewhat asleep, but I get it.
Well, you got to wake up. I'll tell you how you can wake up. You ready? I don't know if that will do it, but this might help. Let's go, Charles. I'll give you a jet chant as well because the Asmaniac community is behind you. Let's go, Charles. Let's go. We believe.
I believe in magic, yes.
So, all right. So, ShopRite is up first. What else has been set up today? What other companies are we exploring?
I'll give that to Nick Shine.
Okay. Coach Shine back with us, I think. There he is. Coach Shine, are you there?
As you say, I'm here.
Okay, we got you now.
The jet audio is on a loop. I keep hearing the jet chant.
Do you? There's some sort of delay. Charles hit a button on your StreamYard that is causing this delay here. Give us a call back. I think there's some sort of tech issue. Reset the StreamYard. We'll get you going. I'm excited. It's a big day for Charles Gorman. I believe in him. Neil writes in, Castro in the house. Make Charles bag groceries. Just don't talk and say, job, please. Not that hard. Neil with a blunt assessment on how Charles could get a job. Cincy Matt, did we fire Coach Mosk yet? I don't think we have. Dylan says Charles is going to get a job before Bobby. I love it. This is incredible. Phil Adams says positive vibes to Charles from everybody in the UK. We got fans all over the world backing Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Dave Briga. We love you, Charles, but the time has come to get to work. Spot on. Nick Shine back with us. Nick, after the ShopRite discussion, what else, what other companies do you believe is on the agenda today for Charles?
Well, we're gonna head to the Rio Diner, see if they need some help there. Charles is a big fan of the Rio Diner spot. We're gonna hit a couple of the local gyms and see if they need maybe somebody to help with like wiping down the all the exercise equipment. And yeah, I don't know what's happening, but the jet chant has been on a nonstop loop even after I came back. I hear it. You hear it as well?
I don't hear any jet chant. I'll play a different soundbite to see if that maybe stops it.
You know, thinking is overrated.
You still hear a Jet fan on loop?
It's nonstop.
I'll play a different audio clip then. Do you still hear a Jet chant on loop?
It's gone. That's why you're the best.
That was weird. But all right, I'm glad that you don't just have the Jet chant just blasting.
It was. It's nice to hear this time of year.
All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna hit a couple places. I printed out 6 resumes for him. So we're gonna get to work. And obviously, if we have any news or we have any traction, I will call in immediately. But Coach Nick is here and ready to solidify the great. I mean, Charles, it's a shame it's bad weather, man. We could have took him to a golf course to get some work with this outfit, man. You look good. You look spiffy. Thank you.
Handsome Chuck. Love to see it.
Oh, yeah. He even put a belt on.
Attaboy.
But we'll keep you updated. And everyone say a prayer, fingers crossed, and send positive energy Charles's way. And we may have a working man within a couple hours. Who knows?
Let's go. Well, should anything happen, you let us know. We'll get you on right away.
Talk to you soon. Go, Jeff.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Nick Shine assisting Charles Gorman on getting a job. Before we get to more of your calls, gifted membership from David Hall in the raffle for 5. David, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. We got you down for 5, and your memberships went to listener Isaac, Big Rush 212, Monica, Alicorn, Sunny 85, all receiving channel memberships there from David. All right, more of your calls. We open the show talking about what has stood out with Aaron Glenn, according to One Jets Insider, including tackling being a thing that we will see in training camp, a novel concept, but still something that we will see. Let's say hello right now to PBM, who's next. Hey, Mike.
What up? Just want to give Charles some positive thoughts. You're going to get this job today, whatever it is. And just be yourself. And I wish I lived close to you, but I don't. But one of these days, I got to come out to your apartment, help you out. Just think about how many pops you can buy, how many smash burgers, how many comic books. Just think about when you get a job, how much you can get. So keep working on it.
Amen. Amen. I'm excited. I feel good about Charles' chances.
No, I hear
today.
the Jets chant.
You hear the Jet chant too?
I hear the Jets chant.
Do people just hear a Jet chant on hold right now?
Yeah.
Hold on. Party with Peg and Artie. Artie, do you hear a Jet chant on hold?
No, I do not, Jake.
I don't hear it now. No, I don't hear it now.
No.
This is bizarre. I don't know. I don't hear it. So any caller that hears this Jet chant in their ears.
It's not loud. Like
Yeah.
it was on. It was like subtle, but I don't hear it now.
Yeah. Well,
No,
the
I don't hear
audience
it.
doesn't hear it either because no one's writing about it in the chat. All right, Artie, you'll be next. Let me finish with Mike first. Yeah, that's weird, Mike. Sorry about that.
StreamYard doing StreamYard things.
Tell me about it.
I'm curious if I hang up and you bring party on that it plays. That would be funny if it does that.
God.
But I don't hear it now though. So.
All right.
Yep.
Well, Mike.
JETS, Jets. Let's go, Charles.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Belt Mike. Dylan with a great comment. Explaining Gorman's shaving technique to my friends this morning was quite a conversation. My dad didn't see the show, and he loves Gorman, so I was trying to explain to him what he was doing. And I'm just like, you just got to watch it. All right, this screenshot doesn't even tell the story of what was happening yesterday on the show. Just another day on the biggest Jet YouTube channel, baby. By the way, I'm going to go to Artie next, but everyone is calling in from this nudist colony, it appears. What's up, Artie?
Hey, what's up, Jake? Yes, I am naked, and I don't care what people think.
Well, we appreciate the heads up.
Thank you. Hey, I'm really pulling for Charles. I think it's great that Nick's helping him. He's so helpful for, when Charles needs something. Pushing good vibes to Charles. Charles, when you go in there with a smile. Don't be a grumpy Gus, but go in there with a smile and show them that you want this job, and they'll give it to you. Jake, I'm really happy about this coaching staff we hired. I mean, we don't really know what we're getting, but it does feel like it's something different that we haven't had in a while. I mean, even like the staff that they're hiring, analytics department and new scouts and things like that. I mean, like you build a football team from the line out, and you build an organization from the depths out. And then just the fact that they're hiring analytics people and things like that gives me a little bit of hope. So, well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm encouraged. I also don't want to get too sucked in, but I do agree with something you said there. It does feel different. Now, the organization structure is very different, right? The Jets have a coach with more power than the general manager. That's obvious. That has not happened in a very long time, really since probably Parcells, the last time the Jets had a coach with this much power. And where does Glenn come from, right? He's a Parcells guy. Parcells gave him the advice, hey, go into scouting. If you want to be a head coach someday, go into scouting first, learn that aspect of football. So I think that I think it's exciting because there's a chance it could work, while also you don't want to be like, they got the guy like Charleston was gung-ho. It's like that could be dangerous.
It's really a shame with Douglas and Salah too, because I mean, really, they put all their eggs in one basket with Rodgers, and we knew right away that if it didn't work, they were all gone. Yep. I mean, we knew this for 2 years, so it's a shame that it ended up how it did. But yeah, this does feel a little different with this coaching staff. Muji and Glenn seem to be getting along good. They kind of have the same vision, which I think is super important. And, we just have to wait and see. But it's going to be a long 6 weeks. We got people shaving their eyebrows, people shaving their chest. This is going to be a wacky 6 weeks, I have a feeling.
Guinea pig birthday parties.
Yeah. I had to tell Peg. Peg was in there because Peg moderates for other YouTube channels in a different genre. And she was moderating a different show. And I went in there, I go, Peg, come on, we got to go sing happy birthday to little Joey. She was like, oh, shit. So she got up. We came to go sing happy birthday to the guinea pig. But she was happy to do it. And, you know, it's a fun environment, man. We're a great community. We deserve to have a fucking winner for once. Let's hope we were on the right track this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, an excellent call live from the nudist colony from the great Artie of Party with Peg and Artie. That's just a little sample of what a guinea pig birthday party looked like. Indy Jet says, where's the 4.5% calling in topless? That's a different tube. You'd be on the wrong website for that. This is unfortunately the best I could do for you, AD. I don't know how you feel about Charles Gorman's stomach, but there you go. Let's see. Castro, I love positive, Jake. I'm positive when I believe it, Peter. I think the defense is going to be good. I like what I've heard from Glenn and the coaching staff. I have doubts on Fields and the offense. Neil writes in, Charles' only hope for a job is if Step Brothers interview before him. He has no interest in work. I don't know if that's true. I think he's interested. I think he just doesn't know how. Hopefully Nick can help him. Because I think Gorman is ready. And if Charles gets a job before Bobby Midnight, wow. Yo Holmes says, I really enjoy these off-season weekend hopium sessions with you fine people. Nothing like it. Wow, of course. Neil, we might not be aligned on 96% of Jet shit, but this issue we are. God. Alan, you are just the worst. Cincy Matt writes in, I don't understand the blind positivity. You could be hopeful, but how can you be positive with so many question marks? You're betting on the talent if you're positive, and you're betting on the coaching staff being legit. I mean, they're huge questions. I think people sometimes try to like minimize it. It's like, if this, if that. And it's like, yeah, that's a lot of ifs. They're ifs that important. We're not talking about like, hey, if the safety is decent, like, wow, look at us. Like, we're talking about premium positions, head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback. All question marks. Yeti says, he's just really nervous. This is all new for him. Uncle Nick is a great dude. J-Quest says, wait, why is everyone calling in naked? I can't speak to that. Craig M. writes in, good morning, Jake and Co. I think the win range is anywhere from 6 to 9, depending on Fields and the O-line progress. Will you be attending Badlands in August? Craig, appreciate the super chat. I plan to go to the Badlands event. Now, I'm going to be in Vegas the previous couple days for the annual Circa contest weekend. So I might be on literally 0 hours of sleep if I make it, but I'm going to do my best. As far as your first point, I mean, there's a huge difference between 6 and 9 wins. Like, oh, we're anywhere from 6 to 9. I mean, they haven't won more than 7 in 10 years. It's a big difference. Go from 6 to 7 to break to 8 and 9 has been a huge issue. Peter says Glenn will get 150% out of this team. Nobody believes in the 2025 New York Jets more than Peter Castro. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. Back to the naked colony we are apparently going. Cheeseman is next. Hello, Cheeseman.
What's going on, Jake?
Cheeseman, what is up with you?
I just woke up. I'm out here on the West Coast. I figured I'd join in with the nudist party here.
No, great.
But good luck to Charles getting the job out there. Always love his calls. Always entertaining to see him on here. But I haven't called in a while. I actually had a dream. I went to my first Jets home game last night, so I figured I'd call in. unfortunately can't make it to the Panthers game this year. I have a wedding that weekend, but we'll maybe try to make it out for another one. But how are you doing, man?
I'm hanging in, cheese man. A beautiful Saturday here on YouTube. It's ugly outside in New York, but it's great to be here.
Also, want to just say happy birthday, little Joey.
Yeah,
I didn't get to make it to the birthday party either, but the beast has definitely grown on me ever since the put the Patriots fan in his place. That was awesome.
That was big.
Probably my favorite show ever. Yeah. But speaking on Jet stuff, with Aaron Glenn, I mean, one thing that I really love about the guy, and I think that was really lacking in our last staff, is just the authenticity. I feel like when he speaks to the media, he says what he means and he means what he says. And with Sala especially, it always felt like he was trying to people please and keep people happy. And I don't know. I feel good about it. But the thing is, with being a Jets fan, it's like whenever we get our hopes up, it always seems to be the year that something bad happens. So I'm just approaching the season with a cautious optimism. I'm hoping things go right. I'm feeling good about the vibes in the building and where the team is headed, but you never know until they put the pads on and they play on Sunday. So we'll see what happens.
100%. Look, it's June. People want to be positive. Let's do it. I would just say there's a lot of people that have been disenfranchised, and rightfully so, specifically how the last 2 years have gone. So they need to see some wins before they're going to be brought back in. I just think that's just where this franchise is at right now.
Yeah, my mindset is I'm going to give it 3 quarters into the season before I form any kind of opinion on the coaching staff and the teams.
3 quarters?
3 quarters, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at least for this year, I mean, obviously.
When you say 3 quarters, you mean like 3/4 of the season?
3/4 of the season.
Okay, I thought you were making a joke like 3 quarter, like the third quarter of week 1. You have your opinion formed.
Yeah, no, it's a dumpster fire. 3rd quarter, I'm out. No. 3 quarters of the way into the season. I mean, I really hope that we have something positive to root for this year, but I'm just going to go in with 0 expectations and just enjoy the ride. But appreciate you guys. Appreciate the Asmanics out there. This show keeps me sane through all the chaos. So just wanted to call in and check in and say hi to you guys. So that's all I got for you.
Cheese man, join the Patreon. Get on the Discord. We could use you.
Yeah, we'll do.
Love it. Cheese man, check it in. Great call from the nudist colony. Let's see. Ted says free the nip Saturday. Sure feels like it. It's been some show already. Only 57 minutes in. The Brooklyn Boys. This is Josh saying, are you going on ESPN after? Nope, no radio today. I am on Sirius tomorrow. I'm on Mad Dog Sports Radio from 4 to 8 Eastern tomorrow. Father's Day, talking sports, baby. Patriots 12. Glad I was part of one of the best shows. Look, I give this Patriots 12 6 rings guy credit. He is in here every day almost. But I don't think he's ever going to be beloved. PBM does say, though, if you call on topless, then you're an official Asmaniac. Rich says 94 likes. Hit it. I told you, viewership plummets this time of year, folks. So the ones who are in here now, you either like man boobs or you might be a diehard Jet fan. Maybe both. I don't want to speak for people. So I appreciate all the support. Hit the like button. Super chats, cut the line. Memberships, get you in the raffle. Plus, we need new channel emojis. Someone suggested this being an emoji. I said YouTube will ban my channel. But I appreciate the thought. Open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, I think people are going to like this one. It is time to hop on the train. It is time to not just hop on any train. We're hopping on the lane train, baby.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good. I actually wanted to call in again.
Hey, Lane.
Hi, so how do you feel about Minbo for the Jets?
I feel good about him. I think he's going to be a good player.
So going into Jets minicamp, you have Minbo, you have Elijah Morris, and you also have Aaron Glenn. How do you feel about Elijah Morris. Do you think he'll make it out of camp?
I think Elijah Moores might have a tough time making the team
Why?
because he doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist anymore. Did they trade him? I think.
He was never real. He was a figment of our imagination.
Yeah, it's like a stick figure.
Yep,
So
exactly.
you make that. So anyway, yeah, that he doesn't exist. So anyway, yeah. So week like one, I know that they're going to the Jets game on the 19th. I hear that Bobby's bringing his brother.
Yeah, Mikey Midnight is apparently going to be joining us for the Carolina game.
Luckily, now Bobby can walk though. He doesn't need any like help back. So like,
I don't know. Did we really trust Bobby to keep the weight off by the time we get to October? It's a big ask.
how about like I can't stop like watching the Halloween game.
It's a great video.
Yeah, how about when they were hugging the girl at the football game?
What girl?
No, the one with the referee.
Oh, the girls talking to Bobby after the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm Bobby. Don't touch. How about? Yeah. How about when you were saying, like, you were in the stands watching the game, like that?
Lane, you got to treat it like it's the sun, right? You could sneak a peek,
Yeah.
but you don't stare at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people went.
A lot of people did go.
Yeah, I like when he went into the car, like when he was. Yeah. Well, this I can play that video again. It'd be funny.
I think people have seen it too many times that they're sick of it.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah. So the Yankees record is now like. I think you're doing well now.
They're in first place.
Yeah, I know. They beat the Red Sox last night.
They did not. They lost 2-1.
Yeah. Why did the Red Sox have the green uniform? Is that a new one?
It's new.
Oh, I mean, so anyway, do you think that move? So you have the Jets. I mean, like they can't drop the ball this year, because the way they're playing.
They have to catch the ball.
Yeah, I know they got to catch it. I just don't want them to keep dropping it.
They got to catch the ball and they have to score touchdowns.
So I mean, do you think there'll be games that they just cannot win, like against the Giants, or not?
Well, they don't play the Giants.
Yeah, why is that? Did they switch up the schedule this year?
Well, they only play the Giants every 4 years.
Yeah. So look, yeah, I mean week one. So yeah, and then so anyway, how do you? Let me see what else I could think of.
What else is on the agenda?
Yeah, well, tomorrow's Father's Day. I have to go to the baseball game, so that's pretty good.
Say Happy Father's Day to your dad for us, okay, Lane?
Yeah, well, oh yeah, and maybe I'll see Nate there watching the game tomorrow if he's going.
You might.
Could you if I bumped into him there?
That'd be great.
It'd be funny. Yeah, I would just talk to him. He loves his scooter though. He's probably riding it today in the rain. I don't know though. I don't think
Lane,
Yeah.
Did you see Charles shaving yesterday? What did you think of that?
Can you show me the video again? I didn't see it.
I actually don't have a video yet, but I have an image here.
Oh, that is gross. I don't do that. Was he a girl now? But it's a funny video. Is that in his bathroom?
We believe it's in his bathroom, yes.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that got to worry about the Jets season. I mean, I just don't want the Jets to get anybody injured going into 2025, and then you have to worry about 26 for the second half. So, and you have any other questions you want to ask me about the Giants? Because
I have no questions about the Giants for you.
yeah, I mean, do you think that because I think that the Giants have a good chance to make it to the playoffs this year.
Do you think Charles has a good chance of getting a job today?
I hope he gets hired. Yeah.
Well, Lane,
And
you're a hard worker. You work at Trader Joe's, as many of us know.
yeah, I'll tell you about the food we have. We have this new like tart server ices. It's really like strong. So yeah, I tried it. And they also have the jelly beans there. Like
What advice would you give Charles on trying to get a job?
I hope he gets a job. Where's he getting a job at?
Well, he's going to try and get a job at ShopRite today.
I hope he gets hired.
What advice would you give him about interviewing for a job?
I think he'll feel a little bit nervous, but I could see him getting hired today because he has to come in like neat though with his like a tie and stuff. Matter of fact, let's see where Charles is. Maybe I could, if he's there.
He's right here.
It's raining outside now. So yeah, it's raining so hard. Actually lined up. All right, so thank you for taking my call.
Lane, excellent advice for Charles. Appreciate your time as always.
Yeah, for his job and stuff. Like
yep.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
See ya.
Hi. Sorry everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
That's why he's a one seed, folks. The Lane train. Great points as always, Lane. Very salient. Cheeseman wanted you to take off your shirt. Cheeseman, thank you for the $5. I don't think anyone needed to see that after this show. Although we have seen a lot worse. Charleston Jetrube, who joined us from his naked colony earlier, says, happy early Father's Day to all the wonderful dads in this great community. Some of these dads are about to be divorced dads with some of the things they had to explain to their wives what they're watching. Ladies and gentlemen, our first update live from somewhere in New Jersey where Charles Gorman is trying to get a job. Coach Nick Shine joins us. Hello, Nick.
Coach got a call on Audible after the first issue. Hey, I'm gonna text you the updated email and phone number. Can you edit the resume and send it to me? He doesn't have the right email or phone number on this current resume.
Oh my God. Yeah, I could do that. Good God. How did he not notice that right away?
Jake, I can only coach. So if you could, we're a couple minutes from my house. If I'll text you the proper information now. If you could update that for me and then just email that to me, buddy.
You went to Sonic without me?
Yes, I will.
Right.
Might be tough. I think the audience will be understanding if I'm working on that while I'm hosting this show. So don't worry, we'll get that done.
I mean, they're here for the updates, so they understand that an update might have to happen. They're a very understanding group.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, thank you. Call back in a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Nick Shine. God, Charles, you are such a disaster. What would you do without this community? He sends 2 resumes yesterday, one from 2021, one from 2022. Well, he notices that a lot of stuff on the resume, for those who saw the show yesterday, was not up to date. He not once noticed that the contact information was incorrect. And I edited the resume when I showed it on the air. I deleted his info so people couldn't see it. Turns out I should just left his info up there. None of it was real. It was in giant bold lettering too. You can't miss it. God. All right. More of your calls right now. Papa Jet, you're next. Hello, Papa.
Hello, Jake. How you doing? Got
I'm
me?
good. I got you.
Hey, I was well. First, I was going to ask, you want the shirt off, or can I keep it on?
you do whatever you got to do, Papa.
I'll keep it on for everybody's sake then. As far as Gorman goes, I was going to give him some advice I always gave my kids, but it's after you get a job. So I don't know if I should wait on that, because after what Nick just said, it's not going good. But all I'll say to Gorman is, if he gets a job, is I always told my kids this, two things. Number one is always do kick-ass work, no matter what job you're doing. Take pride in it. Do good, high quality. So if your job is shoveling pig shit, your attitude should be, I'm going to be the best pig shit shoveler there is. So that's number one. Number two is just be a nice person. Show high character. And if you do those two things every day, doors will open up for you. So that's my advice. And Jake, the other night when I told the wife, I said, I got to go on YouTube for little Joey's birthday party. And she asked me who little Joey was. And I told her Beast Guinea Pig. I got the biggest eye roll I have ever gotten in my marriage. So I think she's starting to worry about me, seriously. So I didn't dare tell her about the yesterday show. I just kept that under the rock, you know.
It's probably smart.
Yeah. And it's real quick, as far as Father's Day too, I want to wish everybody happy Father's Day out there. And for those of us who you know, our fathers are no longer here physically, doesn't mean you still can't share a moment, because they're still here with us. They're just in another place. So they're not somebody who once was, they still are, and share a moment with them. And Jake, that's all I got, buddy. And if I don't talk to you tomorrow, I'll talk to you sometime next week. Have a good weekend.
Papa, excellent call. Good advice. Charles Gorman might not take any of it, but someone might. All right. Nick has sent me the information. I have thrown it into the ChatGPT machine here. I will say, well, not a great resume necessarily, ChatGPT did do wonders with this. All right. Let me just email it back to Nick right now. This is unreal. Oh, crap. Which one is the right one? Nope, not this one. Hold on. If Charles gets a job, we all could feel like we were a part of this. Okay. Sent. Check. Email. Nick is probably watching, but I'm not sure. Okay. I now work in the resume department. Yes, Mike. You were right about that. Rick, do you have the correct information? I have what Nick sent me. So then I updated it. Rick, Papa's risking his marriage for a guinea pig. That is correct. Lane seems to think that little Joey is actually little Joe. Love that, Lane. Thank you. John, what another episode in the saga. JT says if Charles gets a job, you need a 5% cut of each check. I think Nick Shine does. Nick Shine says, Jake, update your resume to say resume builder. That is true. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. Let's check in with a man who I believe knows a thing or two about holding a job. It's Clifton time.
Can you hear me? I'm trying it without the earphones.
You sound great.
Oh, good. Coming to you live from a soccer tournament here in central New Jersey in the pouring rain.
Are we playing in the rain today? The kids are grinding?
They're grinding. They got a second game in about half hour, and then we're done for the day. Did Charles at least get his fax number right on the resume?
Let me tell you, this resume is something. A dedicated and dependable professional with a background in retail operations, data entry, and community service. Quick learner and effective communicator with a strong work ethic and proven ability to support team goals.
I'll tell you what, artificial intelligence, it's the wave of the future.
Pretty cool.
So I think, Glenn's impact is really this one thing. We're going to be in games, right? And you never know if the Bills are going to have a key injury on either side of the offensive defensive line. You don't know if this is the year that Tyreek Hill falls off a cliff, although from his track exploits this past week, it looks like it's probably not the case. You don't know, if the Pats are going to take the next step. They really have some deficiencies at their skill positions as well and on the defense, or if Drake May is going to take that next step right away. So I think Glenn's impact is he's the guy that can make us relevant again as soon as this year. And that's what the hope should be for this upcoming season. Relevancy, a team that has to be contended with, and a team that's going to be in these games and is going to fight you, and that you can't expect the W every week. We have our own deficiencies, wide receiver room, possibly a quarterback. But after that, there's not too many if you look around the roster. So that's what I'm hoping for is the Glenn effect. The coaching will get us to a place where we can be a non-laughing stock. And it's sad that after 15 years out of the playoffs, that's where we've arrived. But that's where I kind of reside with it.
I think part of it too is like, how do you do with time to prepare for a team? How do you do off buys? How do you do against divisional opponents? Like, if you saw that division opponent already once, like, how are they the second time they see that opponent? Like, these are all things where if you're a really good team, you're coached really well, like, those are what the best teams do well. They take advantage of those opportunities and they win those type of games.
Instead of wide nine and this is what we do and you have to stop it, right?
Correct.
All right.
Now, question for you, Kyle.
No failed shots at Sally here. They're all direct shots.
A lot of people are having the debate. Does this call count as a call inside or outside?
Car door's open. It's outside.
It's a good point. I would say this to me is an outside call.
It's the gazebo call.
Because you're outside, you're just inside your vehicle, but your car is outside. Well, I guess you could say your house is outside. I don't know. I lean outside here.
Yeah, it's definitely not as inside as it's been.
Well, I'll let Boomtown decide how history will look back on this moment.
Well, he's the arbitrator, as we well know. Thanks for your time, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Kyle Clifton. Did we run it up the poll? Was Kyle Clifton inside or outside? I love a good poll, as you guys know, so I'm in. We'll let the chat decide. That's how we always do things around here. We believe in a fair democracy on this show. Was Kyle Clifton's call inside or outside? History will determine how we view this call going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the poll is officially live. This might be one of the dumbest polls we've ever run. Nonetheless, it is a poll that is necessary. Perfect timing, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is Coach Nick Shine. Nick, how are you?
Major development right now. I'm going to give it to Charles, but there's big information that I think the community needs as to why that we had to update the email and the cell phone number. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give it to the very spiffy Charles A. Gorman. Charles?
Well, I'll give you about the email. I lost access to my old email. Something weird happened, so I had to create a new one. But as for my cell phone number change, it involved me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend. And she kept calling me via different cell phone numbers. And then I was like, you know what? I got to get this chick blocked. I got to change my number. And the rest is history.
You changed your number over a girl? You couldn't just block her every time she reached out?
She kept calling me via different cell phone numbers.
Just block it each time. Don't pick up a number you don't recognize.
It was better that way.
How long ago were you and this girlfriend of yours a thing?
We did it on and off for about 2 years.
Really?
Did what on and off?
We dated.
Oh.
What you thought I meant?
I thought you said we did it on and off.
We dated on and off for about 2 years, and then I was like, I'm done with this bullshit. There was so much drama going around with that relationship. The mother was too domineering.
There are some people not buying the story here. Cincy Matt says, I'm not buying this. Rick Kent, I don't believe this. Kyle Clifton, did you love her?
I did, but it was too much to handle.
When was the last time you spoke with this person?
A few years ago.
Interesting. Charleston Jetsroom wants to confirm that you did see this person in real life.
She was a real person.
Okay.
I met her at a Valentine's Day event at my local Alliance Center for Independence.
Interesting. Okay. Well, this is not what I was expecting, but nonetheless, is the updated resume I sent to you correct?
Let me go check.
Also, what was her name, by the way? Riveting. Charles? He is frozen. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman. He's actually back with us now. Charles, you there?
Yes, and I see you taking a picture of me shaving my chest.
That was actually posted in the Discord yesterday. I didn't do it.
Well, I know what you mean.
What was this ex of yours' name?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, okay. Was the resume correct?
Well, the C is lowercase, but I could forgive it.
The C in what?
Charles A. Gorman, 1994 gmail.com.
Who cares? Is the email information correct?
Yes.
Then good. Now you have an up-to-date resume, which should help you as you try and find the job.
That's good to know.
Half the chat is talking about Charles getting a job. The other half is talking about Cheyenne, Charles's toxic ex.
She wasn't really toxic. It was her mother that was toxic.
What specifically did her mom do that was toxic?
She did a lot of nice things. She kept bitching about her ex-husband.
How does that impact you, though?
She kept bringing me in the middle of it.
Ref fan says, dated for 2 years. How many bases did you get up to?
None.
What do you mean none?
I kissed her.
So that's first base.
I hugged her.
That's a base hit.
I held her hands.
That's not a base.
I tickled her feet.
You tickled her feet?
Yeah, she's ticklish in her feet.
Okay, Rex Ryan.
I don't think Rex Ryan smelled his wife's feet.
I don't know what Rex did with his wife's feet. Tommy says that you holding her hand is a sacrifice bunt.
That's good enough.
All right, so you got on base. You know, you were a singles hitter for a couple of years.
Hopefully, I get a girlfriend that's. Plus, my girl wasn't as developed as me, mentally. She was a bit behind me in terms of her mental development.
I'll tell you what, Charles. You know what will help you attract, to quote you, a lovely lady?
Yes.
A job.
I know.
So that's what we're doing today. So let's focus on that, all right?
All right.
Where are we going next?
Give me back to Sharper to give them my corrected, updated resume.
Okay, so take us through what happened when you got inside of ShopRite. Obviously, we don't have the cameras, so give the audience behind the scenes on what happened when you entered the first time.
Grabbed an application. We went into the dining room area. We filled it out together and gave it back.
So it sounds promising, you'd say.
Yes.
Okay, well, get back to ShopRite, hand in that updated resume, and let's get on to the next company, all right?
Next up, we're going to the Rio Diner.
Great. That's a place you know well.
Yes.
All right, can you hand the phone over to Coach Sean?
He's not in the car right now.
Where is he?
In the house.
In your house?
His house.
Oh, his house. Oh, he's printing the resume right now.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Now, let me ask you something. Your job coach, what is that? What exactly does she do? Because you didn't notice with her that you had the wrong information on the resume?
This was probably an older copy that I kept for a long time.
Dave Brigga says, no lunch or food till you get a job today.
Good to know, Dave Brigga.
No. He's saying you should not have any food till you get a job. It's going to incentivize your work ethic. Do you disagree?
No.
You have to achieve before you eat.
Sure.
You got to earn the right to eat. Are you going to say something, Charles, or are you just going to sit there with that look on your face as we talk to thousands of Jet fans who are questioning their life choices watching this?
Yes.
Where's Dave Brigga? I need Brigga on the line. I need a pump-up speech to Charles here about achievement. We're all rooting for you, Charles. We need you to have that mentality that you're going to stop at nothing until you get a job.
Even if I starve to death?
You will stop at nothing until you get a job. You won't starve to death because you're starving to get a job. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't think you do.
I do, Jake, yes.
Okay. Now, why are you sitting in the back seat, by the way? It's actually a good question by Yeti.
Because Nikki's in the front seat.
Is he in the car right now?
Yes.
Oh, let's talk to him.
Nikki, they want to talk to you.
Nikki, what's going on?
What up?
What is your assessment on how the job hunt for Charles is going?
Going pretty well. I mean, he printed out the wrong email phone number.
Now, when your dad told you that he was assuming the responsibility of being Charles Gorman's job coach, what was your initial reaction?
I asked him if I could be the assistant.
So you're the assistant coach?
Yes, I am.
Got it. Now, how would you say Charles has handled some of the early adversity you guys are going through here with Resume Gate?
He was a little nervous at the beginning, but he got better after he filled it out.
Do you get a sense that ShopRite is a real possibility for him?
Yeah, I think the Rio Diner will be better, though.
How come?
because he been there a lot. He probably knows some workers that can help him.
It's a great point. Do you think your understanding of the terrain, the geography, do you think that is paramount in finding the right spot for Charles?
I hope so.
We hope so as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Shine back with us.
For me, Jake.
I was going to say, I've done a lot of bad interviews. This one right up there with any of them. Nick Shine, the third, thank you very much. And your field jersey was sent, so you'll get it at some point. Coach Shine.
Yeah, updated resume printed.
Okay. How many copies?
6.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Give the phone back to Charles real quick before you guys head back to ShopRite. There is a man on the line that I demanded would call in to provide the speech of all speeches to get Gorman ready for what's coming this afternoon.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see AsManiacs complain. What he call him, one-punch breaker. You need to get a job. What he call him, one-punch breaker. The beast is on his ass. Call him one-punch breaker. Has anyone seen Bean Mac? Call him one-punch breaker. He'll only need one.
Where's the man of the hour, Charles Gorman? Listen. You have to get more encouraged. You put a smile on your face. Get tough, man. Nick Shine is taking you all over the place. You know, you got to have more enthusiasm. You know, you're just you're just down in the dumps, my friend. You got to get some enthusiasm. I hate to have you on my team because I put a fire under your rear end. You got to start getting moving. Nick's doing all the work, and you're sitting in the back seat. You're giving Jake all the wrong information. Come on, man, get with it. We all love you, but the time has come, my friend. The time is, friend, to be enthusiastic, to seek achievement at this hour. The time for waiting is done. Okay? You got it?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you
100%
understand,
Mr. Brigger. Sir, yes, sir.
You know, don't yes sir me if you don't believe it. You believe it or not?
I do believe it, sir,
Okay,
yes.
the salute is great, but you know, get some enthusiasm and start giving the right information. When you go for a job, look like you really want it. You have the desire for it. That you're gonna outwork everybody else. I want to see it in you, my friend. The time has come. No more bull crap. Let's go.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, we're praying for you. You got us behind you.
Get a job. This cowboy hates to see AsManiacs complain. What he call him, one-punch breaker. You need to get a job. What he call him, one-punch breaker. The beast is on his ass. Call him one-punch breaker. Has anyone seen Bean Mac? Call him one-punch breaker. He'll only need one.
Let's go, Charles. I'm fired up. Shout out to Dave Brigga. That's the energy. That's the achievement that we're looking for, Charles.
Yes, I understand completely.
All right, let's go, baby. You got this.
I'll try Walgreens. You know what? That's a great idea. I haven't been to Walgreens in a long time, but I like to go to Walgreens, yeah.
There we go. See, Dave Brigga's influence is already being felt. Charles now all of a sudden is willing to work at a Walgreens. Let's go.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Dave Brick. I feel energized and ready to go.
Let's go. Chuck, give us a call back. Keep us posted, all right?
I will. Thank you.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Let's go. Dave has me fired up. Tremendous. Great job, Dave Brigga. David Hall, got you down in the raffle. I saw you gifted a channel membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll get you down in there. Patriots 12 says, if you can mop a floor, clean furniture, you can work at a hospital. They're hiring cleaners. They get paid way above average. Charles at a hospital. Now, that would be interesting. It's been some show. C with a super chat. It's actually Jet related. Jets must get contracts done for Sauce and Garrett before training camp. New regime would earn major respect from players and fans. Get it done. You guys know where I'm at. I'd pay both of them. I think they're going to. I was very encouraged by the rap sheet, Ian Rappaport, NFL Network reporting. I think it gets done. I do. Now, I don't know if it's done by training camp, but do I think it gets done by the regular season? I think it's trending that way. Jets worldwide, all gas, no brakes, Charles. Uh-oh. I don't know if we want that. That ends up being just being all ass. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is another coach in this community. We say hi to Big Cho, Coach Cho. What's up, Coach Cho?
What's up, Jake?
How are you, Cho?
Good. I got my Catawba shirt on today, so nobody puts shade on me.
Yeah, yesterday was a tough one for you, Cho.
I thought we were a community, man, a family. I wear one different shirt and I get lambasted.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we are a big community, but if you come on a Jet show in a Washington Redskins shirt, people are going to make comments.
Yeah, but what about the guy that likes the Chiefs? What about the guy that likes the Patriots? I don't see them getting hammered.
What do you mean you don't see them getting hammered? Have you ever seen what happens when Six Rings calls in? He gets the very definition of hammered.
What about the guy that likes the Chiefs?
Well, he might be a murderer, so people kind of understand you don't want to go too far with him.
Yeah, whatever. He's not a murderer.
Well, he might be.
I doubt it.
We don't know.
Too soft.
Perhaps.
Trust me. So I got a freaking Catawba shirt on today just to please everybody.
And the difference is, JT nails it. We understand those guys have their fandom. We thought you were only a Jet fan.
I mean, I like different players, and I'm a big Jet fan. You know, that's my number one team. But you know, I grew up in DC, so I always follow the home team. Just like I don't mind if the Panthers do okay because I live here.
Right, but you live and die with the Jets, right?
Of course.
So you can't wear other teams' gear would be the point.
Yeah, but I'm a collector, man. I wear all kinds of gear.
When Ted in Tampa wore his Buck shirt, I banned him from the show and said, if you ever call in wearing that, you won't be allowed on.
For a Buck shirt?
I'm consistent with this. You can't be a Jet fan and wear other teams' gear.
Well, what's the Chiefs guy's name? I forget his name.
Chiefs fan?
Yeah, what's his name?
That's his name.
Oh, he doesn't have a name?
That's his government name. No, that's his name.
Okay. Does he ever wear Chiefs gear?
I'm sure he has at some point.
Okay.
But he's not pretending to be a Jet fan. He's a Chiefs fan.
I got it. So he can wear Chiefs stuff.
If he wants, sure. You could wear Commander stuff too if you want. People are just going to give you a hard time.
I don't know who they are.
Well, people in the chat.
No, I don't know what's the word you use? I don't know the C word.
Chat?
No. You said I could wear the Washington
football team?
No. Use the C word.
Commies?
Yeah. That's why I don't like that name. They should have never changed it. So, you know.
Well, the good news for you is you're not a Commies fan. You're a Jets fan.
Exactly. I just feel bad for the fan base. Can I at least do that?
I can't tell you how to feel, Cho.
I'm just saying, I feel bad for the fan base.
I think they're more than happy being called Commanders if they're actually going to be good like they were this past year.
Okay.
You could call the Jets whatever the hell you want to call them. If they go to the NFC Championship game and have a quarterback as good as Jaden Daniels, I'm in.
I got you. You still want to be called the Jets, though.
I don't care. You could call them the New York Titans again. If they're going to win 12 games and go to the championship game, I don't care what you call them. You can call them the Fighting Charles Gormans. If they're good, I'm going to talk about them and be happy.
I got it. Now I'm with you.
Addison says they're called the Washington Chomanders.
Chomanders?
Tom Ace wants to know, what are you looking at?
Oh, I keep glaring off to the TV. I'm watching an old New York Jets game, 1973, week 1 against the Green Bay Packers.
How's that going?
It's 0-0. I just started watching Joe Willie play quarterback. That's what I do. I watch a lot of the old Jet games. I can't tell you how many times I've watched Super Bowl III. I watch it on YouTube.
You just sit back and enjoy it?
Yeah, of course.
Don't tell me who wins that game.
I won't.
I don't want to be spoiled.
Now you going to go back and look at it?
Super Bowl III?
No, the game I'm watching now, week 1, Jets at Packers.
Probably not.
All right.
Do you think I should?
That's up to you.
What if I have other plans today?
What you got going on?
I don't know if I want to disclose it publicly.
Okay. No problem. Don't mean to pry.
Unless you really want to know.
No, it's up to you. You can feel free to share, but I don't want you to think I'm prying into your life.
You're not prying. Don't worry.
All right.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay. That sounds good.
Let me take us off air real quick, Joe. I'll tell you. All right?
Okay.
Hold on. I got to play a sounder. Hold on.
Thinking is overrated.
All right, Joe. We're off air now.
Okay. You there?
Yep, we're off air.
Okay. You got to share.
I'm going to be watching Jets, Packers from the early 1970s.
1973, week 1?
Yeah.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm going to watch
it's going to be fun.
World Series comes on. I'm watching the College Baseball World Series, so I'm just filling time until the game starts at 2.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. So, you like living up in New York City?
It's been pretty good. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, you like live in the city, right?
I do.
That's nice. I always thought I wouldn't mind live up there.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I'm getting too old.
Nah, you don't look a day older than 20.
Appreciate that. Neither do you.
Thanks, Joe.
But yeah, I can't wait for the football game.
Hey, Joe, real quick, the commercial's about to run out that I'm playing. Let me just get us back from back on the air here, all right?
All right.
All right, we're back, Joe.
All right. No, I was just saying I'm looking forward to going to the football game in October.
Me too. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah, same here. Did everybody get their tickets?
People are locked in. You gonna go on the field with us after the game?
Definitely. I was probably one of the first people to buy a ticket.
You were.
So, let me ask you a question. Hypothetically, the guy that I'm bringing up, he works for the government, high clearance deal, and he may get called to go out of the country if a situation occurs. which he couldn't get into. So if that happens and if he can't come up, do I just have to eat his ticket, or is there something you could do to help me out?
We could try and sell it to someone else who wants to go.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, he wants to come, but he's not sure if he has to go overseas.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm sure there'll be someone who might be looking for a ticket by then. Maybe the Jets get off to this great start, and everyone wants to join us at this game.
That'd be nice, man. Maybe get one of your fine young ladies to buy the ticket, sit next to me.
Lovely ladies?
Of course.
Well, we know you're a single guy, Coach Joe.
I am.
You dog.
Married 15 years. Matter of fact, today would have been my 28th year anniversary today.
How long you been divorced?
Oh, boy. Since 15, 10. But we've been together for like 31 years, as far as raising our daughter and knowing each other. About 30 years, 31 years.
So you've been divorced 13 years.
10.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to watch you mix it up with fellow single Jet ladies.
There you go. Yeah, I've been too busy dating college basketball.
You're married to the game?
I'm married to the game. I'm always going somewhere. I'm going to Atlanta Monday for an elite camp. They want me to work, make some extra money, so I'll be down there for a couple days. I probably won't be able to holler at you until like Wednesday.
I'll tell you what, Coach Joe, safe travels. Appreciate your time as always. And if you run into any lovely ladies in Atlanta, all right, let us know.
I will. I'll try to get one for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Cho.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Charles job update. Coach Nick Shine back with us. Hello, Nick.
Hello, sir. So Walgreens does online applications only. So Charles has some homework when he gets home. We can work on that.
Hey, Charles, your dog cannot eat this homework. All right. So nice try. It's all online.
I don't have a dog.
We got to make sure Charles doesn't eat the homework. You've seen the way he gets.
Very funny.
Also, the Rio Diner is not hiring right now. So dream job out the window. We're circling back around town here to ShopRite to have him run in so they can attach the resume to his application that we filled out before. And I'm trying to think where we head to next year. It's halftime, Jake. It's halftime. I'm trying to come up with a big speech, big motivational moment here as the coach. Don't want to let the community or Charles down.
Well, I'll tell you what. Charles mentioned all these Indian restaurants near where he lives. Have we thought about any of those?
No.
Okay.
Let them know to attach that. Go up to the customer service desk. Just all right. He just walks. He goes. He doesn't listen. He is quite the conundrum, ladies and gentlemen. He just pops out of the car and goes.
Well, I do like that he's at least being a little more aggressive.
He is. He walked. We gave him a little pep talk. Dave Brigger did a great job. He walked right up to the person at Walgreens, shook their hand, says, "Hello, my name is Charles. I was wondering if you're hiring. I'm looking, to get employment." And then the guy, told them to do it online. But we're making some progress today. We're making some progress.
I like the fact that the resume is at least updated. We got that. He at least maybe he's getting more comfortable with the idea of having to go up to these people and inquire about jobs. That's part of this as well. You can't get the job if you don't ask for the job.
Yeah, you got to be about it. He's shown some growth. He's coming back out here now. He just took an umbrella to the face. So,
okay.
It's he's Charles. I don't know.
Is he back?
He's back. All good?
All good, yes.
All right. Any
What
words
happened,
for
Charles?
everybody? You're on air.
God bless America. God bless me. With all seriousness, how far is Plainfield from here?
Plainfield? It's we'll talk afterward. What's in Plainfield? All right, hold on. What's in Plainfield?
A comic book store?
A comic book store.
It's called Little Shop of Comics. A lot.
Will they let you dress up as a superhero for your work attire, Charles?
Yeah. Are you the meter and greeter at the door where every day you're in a different?
Guys, I have no idea.
Jets Worldwide is Don Julio's hiring. That's too far for Charles. That's why I,
I
had to
will
get him.
only. I will bring him to the Plainfield comic book store only if you dress up as Shazam or whatever that fucking outfit that you have is.
You mean it's in my house?
All right. How do you not pack that when you move out? I don't get that. You have a superhero costume. What if you need to spring into action? Captain Marvel. That's who it is.
The original Captain Marvel, not that big booby bitch.
Excuse me.
Highly inappropriate. My son is here, Charles.
It's a family show, Chuck.
My God.
Little Shop of Comics. Oh, it's fucking closed. Good job, man.
Whoa, language. Family show, potty mouth.
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
I'm not your mom.
That make me the mom? What the hell?
I'm joking with you guys. Calm down.
Jake, we can modernize. We'll be two dads.
Okay. Well, it is the month of June, Nick.
Hey, man, we gotta celebrate. Shout out to Nate who went to the Met game to get his celebratory gift last night as the Mets celebrated that.
Too bad they lost.
Rick Kent says a store won't hire a clown.
Rick Kent shooting from deep.
To be fair,
Toys
his first comment was, he has to be serious, Nick. A store won't hire a clown.
Oh, okay. All right. I take it back, Rick. I didn't know the prelude.
There's Main Street Comics and Toys in Milltown.
Charles, these are all you're picking random destinations that present the same problem as Piscataway. It's getting you back and forth. And as much fun as we're having today here, I am not at your beck and call to just drive you all over God's green earth.
Think of somewhere I could apply to.
Also, Dave Brigger says Charles is loaded with excuses. Enough.
I'm not loaded with excuses.
Focus, Charles, says Charleston Jetsroop.
Jake, if I could get Charles to shave his back, can we get money together for gas?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm kidding.
Jake Asman on Venmo. If you would like to send gas for the Nick Shine vehicle.
No, do not, anybody. I'm teasing. I just was trying to think of how we could. No, because that means then I would have to shave his back. Yeah, yes. We're not.
All right, if you don't want to send Nick Shine a Venmo, then you could get the membership and you could pay me for this.
All right, we're gonna try to. Now we're gonna try. We're gonna try the gym that I just joined this week, LA Fitness.
Okay.
We're gonna check that out and see if they need someone to like wipe down the machines. I saw somebody doing that the other day.
Any hospitals, Nick? Any hospitals nearby where you can clean the hospital?
Wow, you're not still bleeding from shaving, are you? Why do you ask?
Well,
he's worked at the hospital before, Jake.
That's what I noticed on the resume, and Six Rings suggested a hospital as a good spot.
We'll try.
It's not bad, yeah.
All right. Well, that we might have to do that one online. But we'll put a whole list together, Charles. And now that we have your updated email, I can send you emails for places that have online applications. And now that I have your info, I can even fill it out for you for.
Mikey works at a hospital too. Rick Kent brings that up. Good point.
Ever been to Vermont?
No, I have not.
Road trip. Let's go, Nick.
God. Well, it seems like some progress is being made.
We're trying.
Yep.
That's the biggest part of this, right? You gotta. It's like finding a girl's Instagram page. You gotta keep swinging, right? Eventually, one of them will DM you, but we just have to hope it's the right DM.
And you have to hope she's real.
We hope the job will be real. That's why we're trying to go. I would stop at McDonald's, Charles, but there's no way we're letting you work at McDonald's. You get a free meal per day. You'll be 500 pounds by opening.
I do have a guy on the line who previously worked at a McDonald's.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Ladies and
Really?
gentlemen, joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is...
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hello.
Bobby!
Nick, that's very nice of you helping Charles to get a job. That's very nice of you. Hi, Nikki. How you doing?
Hi, Bobby. How are you?
Hi, Charles.
Hi, Bob.
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's. I was big boy back then. I was 366, but I did work there. I had a good time until my New Hampshire lady took my license away from me. That wasn't very good. Child support did that. But I paid it off. I'm all set with that. So.
Bobby, on a side note, your eye looks like it's gotten worse.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I could read everything.
Well, you might be able to read, but it's pink.
It's not pink, really.
It looks like Charles farted in your eyes before this call.
Okay, maybe I need... Oh, stop.
That bad.
Hey, Jake, thank you for letting me see Rachel the other night. She was a very nice lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very nice lady. And I want to say hello to Peter Castro. Hello, Peter Castro. He asked where I was. And I told you I would call in today for you, Jake.
Well, you just haven't called us much, Bobby. People ask about you. And
I know, and I heard you miss me too.
I always like your calls.
Yeah, okay, I'll call him off, and then I'm spending the time outside. During the winter, it's fine, but when it's a beautiful day, I don't want to sit around on my fat ass.
But you're conveniently still sitting around and watching the show because you go live immediately after my show ends.
No, that's in the afternoon. That's
correct.
Well, this
is the afternoon, Bobby.
Yeah, well, it's kind of raining outside. I don't want to go outside today. All week. So it was a great week for me.
So what are you doing outside?
I walk and then I sit on my bench outside under the tree. It's a beautiful day to sit outside and sit inside.
It's only your second time you've called in all month.
I know. I'm not. Well, during the winter,
You on the phone or you just talking?
would you rather me be inside during a beautiful day or at
Hold on 1 second, Bobby. Something's happening here. Who is that? Nick Shine? Coach?
Couple of the kids that I know from in town. We just pulled up by the gym, and they're walking out.
Where do they work? Do they have jobs for Charles?
One of them actually works at a pizza place and does delivery now. He's in college, and the other one I do not know his job situation. But I will. I'm gonna run in real quick. I'm gonna see if the gym is hiring. If they are, I will. I'll come back out and get you.
I'll come in with you.
Look at that motivation, Jake.
I like
it. Motivation. They bring up put into gear. We love you, Charles.
All right, Nick. Well, keep us posted. Nick Sean, everybody.
Would you
Bobby,
ra-
what's the latest with your job pursuit?
July 3rd, I have to see my lady.
July 3rd, you can't do anything before July 3rd?
I could do, yeah. I'm looking up jobs too, like Charles's.
You got to go door to door.
Door to door? I could do it online.
Well, you also could show up and talk to these places in person as well.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that.
But you won't
So,
do
yeah,
it.
my eye is, I didn't think it was that red. But would you rather be outside on a sunny day or stuck inside?
How hot is it?
Oh, I'd rather have it like 100 degrees than 20 below zero.
These are both extremes.
Well, I'd rather have warm than cold. How's that?
How does this impact you though?
My body. When it's freezing cold, my body sucks.
Just because you got to keep the weight off that you lost.
Yeah. But during the winter during the summer, it's great. I don't care. It could get to 100. I don't care. I don't care. It's to be 100. So are you going to see your dad tomorrow?
No, I'm working.
Oh, you're working on the radio?
I am.
Oh, what time is that at?
4 to 8 on Mad Dog.
Oh, Mad Dog. Okay, well, tell your dad I said happy Father's Day, Tim.
I will let him know. Talking Dom is apparently not a fan of yours. He says, get this bum off the show. He's screwed Gator. People like a rodent better than Bobby.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Tom. Talking to Dom. I don't give a rat's ass what you say. Thank you for your comment. Thank you.
Cincy Matt says, Bobby, can you call in on your phone on your walks?
Yeah, I could. I used to call in the hospital, remember?
Well, you should call in as you're walking. That's a good idea.
Yeah, remember when I was in the hospital, I called you and you had somebody else on?
Yeah, Robbie Sabo.
Yeah, Robbie Sabo. Me and you and Robbie Sabo. Yeah, I could call in, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. How come you haven't done that?
I don't bring my phone. Now I will bring my phone.
You don't bring your phone with you when you're on walks?
No.
Is it
That's my nurse over there. Say hi.
Where is she?
Brittany. She's a very nice lady. Hooking me up to some antibiotics.
Whoa, whoa.
Freaky down.
No,
what happens?
she put it in my IV, knucklehead. Stop.
She put it in?
Calm your freaky down.
Don't listen to this.
You should ask her to wear one of those hospital gowns, where it opens up. Ask her to slip into one of those.
No, Robbie, you behave yourself. I'll see you soon.
Be well, Bobby.
We love you, Bobby. Get better soon.
Shout out. I hope that Bobby feels better. Mazel tov for him to get better.
Mazel tov for him to get better. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember that day, remember?
Oh, you remember, all right.
I called you a few times from the hospital, didn't I?
I do.
A couple times, yeah. Somebody else was on the show. I think it was a man O'Leary, too.
He wanted to put his butt on the stick.
Or was it Andrew Ferreco, too? Could have been Andrew.
Who?
Andrew.
What's his last name?
I can't pronounce it. I can't.
Fialco?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. So, yep. It's good I called in today. I promised I called in for you. But thank you for letting me meet Rachel. She was a very nice lady.
J-Quest with a comment here. Bobby, your eye looks like Charles took a load in it. You okay?
Yes, Jake Quest. We know that. Jake said Charles already farted in my eye. Okay.
Well, to be fair, there's a difference between a load and a fart, no?
Yeah, no, we don't want the load in it. No, definitely not.
Well, let me also say this, because JD's all over this. Bobby's eye does look like the original David T eye.
Yeah, well, I told him I think we have the same problem because the eyelashes grow inside the eyelid. It's called lazy lid syndrome. That's what it's called. Which I have it in the left eye. Not the right eye as much, but the left eye is.
I think this is karma for what you said about David back in December.
No, I have it every 6 months, so that's not karma.
Do you think I should bring in like an eye expert or something for you? Should I bring in an eye expert?
Yeah, David T.
Ladies and gentlemen, David T.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me full scrape. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Hi, David.
Hi, guys.
How you doing, David?
Hey, your last comment beat me to the punch. I was hoping Jake would put me on and make the comment that I think Bobby has David T.I. But what I want to ask,
eyelashes grow inside your eyelashes. Eyelashes grow inside your eyes.
No, mine actually, Bobby, was they finally diagnosed it with an infection, and they had put me on antibiotics.
Oh,
and yeah, so that cleared it up. But what I want to ask you, because it does look like so much like mine. Are you in pain at all, or?
Fine. No, it's fine now. It's just that the cornea is still scratched.
Is that the cornea is scratched? Okay, is that your problem?
From the eyelashes, it's a pain in the ass. I have to go every 6 months to the doctors.
Yeah, and they don't put you on any kind of medication.
No, he gives me eye drops and cream, so that's what I'm having.
Yeah, All right. Well, I'm praying for you, buddy.
No, it's all right. I could read now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Be better now. Before I couldn't read anything with laces in there.
Uh-huh.
All
Yeah,
right.
mine was I wear contact lenses, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get a contact lens in, and oh my God, when I did, the sun was killing me and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can't get those in my eyes at all.
All
All right.
right.
You talk to Jake by yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Nice talking to you, David.
Yeah, get better, buddy.
Okay, come to my show soon. I miss you.
All right, I will do that. Thank you for inviting me.
How are you, David? Everything good?
Everything is good. Listening to the Charles Gorman thing. Oh my God! I shout out to all the Asmaniacs, you and Nick. You know, everybody's trying to help him out. And my thought is, I mean, he's if he can get the enthusiasm where if he bags a job, all the perks, he's going to be like maybe be able to save up to get to the Tampa game, work at a place that there's lovely ladies he might get to meet. You can have a lot of course you got to work, but you can have a lot of fun at your job and get out there and meet different people and you know what I mean? And you're making money and he become more independent, if he just, like Dave Briggis said, if he just gets a little more enthusiastic and I also admire Nick for taking him the old fashioned way, place to place, if they take personal applications, because that's the way we were brought up. And that's how I got my last job. I designated a day. I was trying online stuff and everything. I designated a day where I got in a congested area with businesses, and I'm like, I'm going to go into every business I can and talk to the manager if I can, and see if I could bag a job. Darn it! The first place I walked into, Sonny's Barbecue, they hired me right on the spot.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Hopefully some of that could rub off on Charles Gorman because, to quote Rick Kent, Gorman needs to have his eye on the prize.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. All the advantages and perks and the pride and independence and maybe meeting lovely ladies and just that. Yeah, he's just gotta just hopefully you have to want to work. And it's like, oh, brother, I got to go to work. But if you get a job you're comfortable with, it's really not like work,
Can you believe this is technically, not even technically, this is my job right now talking to you?
I know that you love what you do, Jake, and I so appreciate your show and everything, and that I'm a part of it. And your job talking to me as a friend, hey, I guess that's not like work, is it?
No, doesn't feel like work when you love it. I can't wait to meet you in Tampa, Dave. It's going to be great.
Oh, yes, I am so looking forward to it. And, another thing with Charles, I mean, that's one of my things. I got in September, I'm going up to PA and then I'm going over to the Tampa game and I'm working and not trying, but I'm getting money saved up. And, the gentleman had said, you keep your eye on the prize.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, the great David T.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
David T., one of the greats. What a show this has been, huh? 2 hours and 9 minutes. A Saturday in June. Father's Day weekend. Hit the like button if you haven't. Please subscribe to the channel. Reminder, top 3 raffle prizes this week. Wayne Corbett signed jersey. Darrell Rivas signed football. Broadway Joe Namath signed football. Gift to be entered. It's $5 for a raffle ticket if you gift the channel membership. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time today, let's check in with a man who we know believes in achievement. We head live to the attic.
Right now, we're getting some gabagool. If you really want some gabagool, you gotta come get the gabagool. Catch you later.
Nostrovia. You remember Nostrovia? Nostrovia. How you feeling, kid? I just barely got up still 15 minutes ago. And I just got something Hey, now, Jake, I know you're brand new to the heavy metal scene, but are you familiar with the name Dee Snider?
I don't know if I am.
Check him out. Original singer, Twisted Sister, and I even got something very, very hard to find. The very first Chris Jericho album from him.
All right.
This is rare. You know how you can tell this is rare? There's rarities on it that'll blow your mind.
Is that how you could tell it's rare? Because there's rarities on it?
Yes, there is. All
Okay.
you gotta do is use this, not your shoe size. I like what I see with our boys. This is the way it's gonna go. There ain't gonna be no country club crap here. We're gonna play hard. We're gonna play dirty, and we're gonna play a little in your face, hard hit football. That means we're gonna use our heads and we're gonna tackle some buys. Example: no more of this. Oh, I'm too busy for the country club. No. We're not gonna play that. We're gonna play this kind of football, and then this kind of football. And that's the way we're gonna play. One more example of football. Come here, get you some. That's how you're gonna play. That's football right there, boys. That's how you play football. You wanna play? That's example right there. Shut up and win. Do your job. Shut up and win. Do your part. Now, it's weekend time, show time, go time.
Beast Breaker 666, he's the man who would kick your ass, and then he's gabagoo.
Hey everyone, just want to let you know we tried a couple more places. We tried LA Fitness. I got to apply online. I tried the Bury the Hatchet, the axe throwing place. They took my resume. And we tried Floor Decor. We got to apply online as well.
An axe throwing place?
Yes.
I mean, content wise, this could be great. You living, maybe not the highest of odds, but okay, I like it.
Yeah, my chances of living are something now, but what the hell, right?
I'm excited, Charles. It sounds like there's things happening.
Yes, a lot of things are happening. Can't wait. Hopefully I get employed one of these damn days, but
Well, the only way you could be employed is by doing what you're doing today, you know?
that is correct.
You know, I have a saying, Charles. You ready for this?
When there's a will, there's a way.
No, that is not my saying. All right. With great power comes great responsibility.
Great responsibility. Yes.
Ben Parker took that from me. No, my actual saying for you is the following. You ready?
Yes.
Treat finding a job like that is your job.
That is very true.
Your job is to find the job. You understand? That's your full-time
Yes,
job,
sir.
to find a job.
Yes, sir.
And fire your job coach.
I'm not gonna fire him.
Dude, what the hell? I'm trying.
No, his actual official job coach, Nick Shine, is the best job coach.
I'm not gonna fire Miss Moskowitz. I'll just let her know what's going on today.
She's done a terrible job. Did she make a resume for you? No. Did she escort you to several establishments to inquire and even apply for openings? No.
You want to try being a bouncer at the strip club we took you to?
Maybe. I'm just kidding. No.
Who's a worse coach, Miss Moskowitz or Jeff Ulbrich? Carl says, Charles, you should sell your farts to law enforcement for tear gas.
Yeah, to make the criminals cry.
Have you thought about being a chin model?
No.
What about this Walgreens?
Wow, Dave M going after Coach Shine. Nick talks like he knows everyone, but can't get him a job.
Yeah, Dave, you think you're a big tough guy. Why don't you put your full last name? Why don't you call in? Trying to hide who you are.
Well, last time I went to get when spent time with my job coach in person, we were asking about inquiring for a security position at a mall, but my mother wasn't a big fan of that. You okay, Jake? You're silent as a church mouse.
I'm listening to you, Charles. I'm observing what we have here. Purple Belt Mike with a super chat. If Charles biked to work, he would lose weight, get fit, and make money. I think that should be the play. Biking distance.
We're going to apply to Burger King?
No, I gotta use the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Not everything's about you, Charles.
Jesus Christ, I'm just asking.
Charles, have you thought about biking to places?
I don't have a bike at the moment.
Well, you could get a bike.
I know, but they cost over $100.
I made $100 for you in 5 minutes yesterday for you to shave what was supposed to be your face, but you screwed that one up, so we resorted to your chest.
I know.
So I think you could get a bike.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Rebecca says, Charles, you should become a janitor. They get paid well.
I'm not interested in being a janitor, no.
Snowball says, stop applying to corporate big box stores. Apply local.
That's good to know.
It's good to know. It's good advice. Have you thought about any mom and pop shops?
No.
What about more of these restaurants nearby, the Indian restaurants? What happened to that?
Nick Shine's not a big fan of that.
Yeah, but do you want to work at an Indian restaurant?
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, do you want to work at a restaurant, or are you out on restaurants?
I wouldn't mind working at a restaurant, sure.
Okay. Rick Kent says, please stop showing that picture I just threw up in my mouth.
What, the picture of me with shaving my chest?
Yes.
Well, that's you, Jake, showing that picture, not me.
No, I think it's you. Jorge has pledged $10 to get you a bike.
Good to know, Jorge.
How about thank you?
That too.
Beast, what do you make of what's happening here with Charles' job pursuit?
Charles, hey, hello. Hey,
Hold on one second.
So I didn't have to use the bathroom. I lied to Charles. I used to coach the woman who manages the Burger King, her grandson. She's here now. She's bringing him in, and we may have it.
Really?
It's a Burger King. It's a Burger King, but I'm bringing him in right now, and we're going to get some progress. We'll be back in a little bit with an update.
Ladies and gentlemen, big breaking news.
Give me another resume. That's dry.
Nick Shine, Coach Shine, working hard.
BK. Oh, hey, congratulations, Charles. You might be
It's not done
flipping
yet.
burgers.
No congrats yet. It's not done yet. But let's
Yeah.
manifest it, Beast. Sing us the BK theme song like old times.
5 for 5 at BK. Get everything at you want it at BK. Have it your way. You rule.
Wow. Big developments here at the end of the show because we're 2 hours and 21 minutes in. How much longer am I supposed to be on? God. Rob says 8 months feels a lot longer than that for sure. Love all my fellow Jet fans. Thanks for always putting on awesome shows. Rob, appreciate your support, man. Thanks for the AsManiac super chat. Anthony with a great message here. He's in the raffle for 5 with this one. Happy Father's Day to all my AsManiac brothers. Happy Father's Day to you, Anthony. I know I've only met you one time, but you are a tremendous father. Because let's see. I'm very excited about this Burger King possibility. Dave M. Yeah, take that, Dave M. You questioned Nick's contacts. Tom Ace writes in all the BK crispy sandwiches with Swiss cheese, no tomato he wants. 100%. Rick Kent, Burger King, who wouldn't hire Bobby? Bobby, if you're still watching, call in. What do we need to know about the application process for Burger King? Let's try and learn from each other's mistakes around here. Prepare Gorman for the best possible interview of his life. Rebecca worked at Burger King when she was 16. J-Quest, of course he's still watching. Of course. But J-Quest, he could be outside. MG writes in, the thought of Charles Scratch. Usually I could keep it together. Today, no. This thought of Charles scratching his ass and then preparing food disgusts me. Well, we don't know if he's going to do that, MG.
Oh.
Right? Like, we don't know that.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
Cheese Man. Peak off-season content right here. You won't find more off-season content than on this show, man. Kyle Clifton, don't touch the money. Agreed. Nothing is done yet. Jake West says, imagine the manager watches the Jake Asman show. Well, if the BK manager who might hire Charles is watching, you name the merch items you want from my store. And if my bribery will help get Charles a job, I'm all for it. Rick says, what about McDowell's? Their buns have no seeds. Tom A says that's why I want Charles at a pizzeria so he can get those hands in the dough. God. Beast, what's on the agenda today?
Hold on a second there, Chief. Just doing a little homework assignment here. A little homework. Gotta keep up. If you don't keep up, then you're not ready. You're not prepared. See, that's one thing you gotta learn about being in the pros. Be prepared at all costs. Learn, listen, and use your head, not your ass. That's three cues. 1, 2, and 3. Now, I'm gonna do the next best thing. I'm gonna go get my CD player pumped up. I'm gonna jack these bad boys in and pump up the gas. Which means burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. That means foot on the gas. You mean gas right here. Here's your stop pedal. We're going to go hard, and we're going to go with some speed. Turn on the gas. Get out of the way. We're going full speed. Now, let's drive the boat. Everybody, let's go. Let's drive. Let's get out of here. We got work to do. Now, let's go party. Shall we? See you later, boys. It's time to party.
My bad, everybody. All right, more of your calls right now. Just kidding. There's no one on the line. I'm just holding out for a couple minutes longer to see if we can get maybe one last Nick Shine, Coach Shine update on Charles. Because we're all dying to know what the heck is happening here. Charles Gorman. Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Burger King employee, perhaps? Now, this would be a full circle moment for those who have been with the show a long time. Last summer, Charles Gorman called into this show while devouring BK. And Rick Kent nails it. BK is where Charles called in from when he said the famous, "Who's that lovely lady?" Ladies and gentlemen, I take you back to sometime in June of last year.
Who was that lovely lady?
That was Carly.
Oh. Anyway.
Yep. Charles, I think we talked about you calling in and chewing on the air again. You couldn't wait till after your call to eat, talk to me and then you eat.
Anyway,
this is a great angle for you, Charles. Even better angle. Where are you calling us from?
Burger King in Hope Lawn.
What did you get?
A BK Royal Crispy Sandwich with Swiss cheese on it. No tomato. About to finish up my fries. I'm about to have a slice of birthday cake.
Very nice. Charles, I think you should give all your takes from this angle moving forward. We might get more of those takes from that angle if Charles Gorman becomes a BK employee. Unbelievable. But it actually is believable when you think about it. Like, Charles calls are all now believable if you watch the show. That's the thing. They used to be not believable. They now are all believable. That's the difference. I mean, he's Charles Gorman, baby. He is Charles Gorman. A man unlike any kind of man. This is the same guy that once did this.
Hey, Jake, how are you? I'm at one of my favorite cafes called Liberty Bagel.
Do you think the guy in the blue knows he's on one of the biggest shows on YouTube right now? Ask him if he's a Jet fan.
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you a Jet fan? He's a soccer fan. This is Jake Asman. He is an ESPN radio show host and a YouTuber like me, but he's been doing it longer than me.
Hi, Jake. Good morning.
How's it going? You guys don't know this, but the guy in front of you there, right? Charles, explain to them Asmaniac Madness and tell them that you're the #1 seed in the tournament.
He named the region after my mom's chicken soup. It's not Asman, it's Asman. She found your channel, dude. I'm so sorry about this.
Steady Eddie, I need you to tell me right now how much your sandwich and your brother's sandwich was total.
$44.18.
What the heck did you guys order? Charles, I just sent you a Venmo. Now look at this mug. Does this sandwich cure cancer? Is that why it's so much money? Thank the people behind you there for being willing to come on the show.
They left already.
Oh, I wonder why. Hey, real quick, Kyle, I got some breaking news here. This is the couple from the table. How about you pay for our food too, since you ruined our breakfast? At Dominic Ciampi, Venmo, please. This is quite the turn of events here. Ladies and gentlemen, the couple from the table is calling in. Is this real?
It's only $30. It's not 50.
Ours was only 30.
So Charles comes over to you. What did you think was happening?
I was very confused. He was talking a lot about his new home and stuff behind us loudly, and then he just came up at us.
The chat is very mixed whether or not I should send you guys the $30. I'm seeing some comments here saying, don't go for it, Jake. Rick says only pay them if they subscribe. Yeah, I'm going to need at least both of you to subscribe.
All
right. I'm leaning towards paying them the $30 here. Should I pay this couple $30 after their Charles Gorman experience at lunch?
I did not have on my bingo card that I would have my call hijacked by some random Jersey cafe couple this morning. This show never fails to surprise and delight. Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta.
You probably did him a favor because this country is totally overrun by useless carbs, but you did interrupt their breakfast. Like, I would not be as friendly.
We should pay those couple. They calling your show. That's a big thing.
I agree.
You got 2 customers now.
This looks like blue hooded sweatshirt guy, right? Everyone see this? Dave Brigga is vehemently against me paying for this couple's food.
How down bad do you have to be to beg for $30 on the internet?
Wow, they're still watching the show. The couple's still watching the show. Look at this.
That's great. That's great. So if you're sitting there at a restaurant and someone comes up and bothers you, Jake Asman in New York should pay for your lunch. This is ridiculous. What are we doing here?
I think it's the least Jake can do is give him $30.
You're not very intelligent. Why is that Jake's responsibility? Someone cut the cord to your internet. I'm not listening. No, I can't hear it.
Order.
Hey, Dixon, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. Not sitting outside a restaurant with my mug and asking for change. What's going on?
It's not an expensive-ass restaurant, and I'm not begging for money. I have a great job.
You literally typed in the chat and said,
you're doing it for free. You're the idiot.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing?
Incredible. Yeah, your life is sitting on a show and not getting paid for it. You're free content.
Thank you, Jake.
You make him money.
That's crazy. Dixon, don't be so upsetty, spaghetti.
That's my line. Don't do that.
Sweetheart, I don't even know you, but I didn't mean to take your line. It's okay. You can take it back. Toodles!
Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the couple from the table. Unbelievable. All right. I am told we have a significant update from Coach Nick Shine. Coach?
Jake, not every game is won in the first quarter. No games are won then. It takes time. And I had a thought. I used to coach this woman's grandson, and she manages the Burger King here. And as I'm coming down the road here, I look at Nikki. I go, Ronald's grandmother. And he's like, yeah. I pulled in. I speak to Ronald's grandmother. Charles has to finish the application online, but he will have an offer on Monday to start. He's going to do a couple hours a week to start. That's how they do it. He'll have a couple days, a couple hours a day, and wiping down the tables, checking the bathroom, sweeping up. They'll teach him how to do the dishes. But at some point on Monday, Charles Gorman will be officially employed by Burger King.
Let's go. Congratulations to Charles Gorman. An excellent job by Coach Nick Shine and the staff. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's go to Charles on this. Charles, how are you feeling? Your thoughts on what just transpired?
I feel good. You know, Burger King, believe it or not, has been one of my favorite fast food places since I was a kid.
We know.
Oh, stop. I'm not pregnant, you meathead. This is not all. That's disgusting. I don't want to get into it. The woman is very nice. I'm glad I'll be working where I'm actually helping people out and, you know, where I'm busy, kept busy. Thank you, Nick Shine. Thank you, Asmaniacs, or should I say Asmania. I'm not trying to steal any Hulkmania nicknames, but thank you guys so much. Dave Briga, thank you so much. You're a good man. Everyone who's willing to support me, thank you. I appreciate this. I don't know what to say right now. I'm kind of speechless at this moment, even though I am talking, which is ironic. But
This is tremendous, Charles. Now, Nick, let me ask you, the
Yes, sir.
proximity from the Gorman apartment to where this Burger King is, what is the transportation situation going to look like for
Oh,
Charles?
it'll be a cheap Uber. It's a 7-8 minute car ride from his apartment.
Great. That's fantastic.
Yep. So it's we got to there's one potential hiccup. He's going to call his father as soon as we're done here, and he has to physically have a social security card. So we got to make sure they have that. And to be put on the books, he needs his ID, he needs the social security card, and they'll take care of him.
Let's go. This is incredible. Everyone, give it up for Charles. Give it up for Nick Shine. Nick Shine's son, the assistant coach. Tremendous. I'm putting Nick's YouTube channel link. Go subscribe to Nick Shine. He's earned a sub. Look what this man has done for Charles Gorman. Incredible. Incredible.
And I didn't even let him order Burger King when we were inside. That
Smart.
might be the most magnificent feat of the day. He was in a Burger King and didn't even ask me to get him food. So, Charles, I'm very impressed by that.
Hey, Charles, some advice for you as well.
What the hell? I came here for a fucking job.
Watch your language.
Charles,
you're on your job's property and you're speaking like that. You better calm down with the mouth. Don't embarrass me here.
Yeah, no potty mouth. Don't shit where you eat either. All right, be careful there.
I'll keep that in mind.
Knob wants to know, is Charles in a proper child safety seat?
Right.
I'm freaking 30 years old. What do I need a child property? Yes, Daddy, I need a proper baby seat. Yes.
Let's go. I'm hyped.
I mean, he's Jake. Now that I got him the job, do I have to become his child seat coach? What hat do I have to put on next? I'm kidding.
Just incredible. Coach Shine, you did an incredible job. If I owned the team, I'd offer you a long-term extension.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the beginning, and hopefully, Charles becomes a good member of society, and we can add to the resume, and he can grow and prosper from here, and not have to rely on Social Security much longer. Maybe we get him just working out in the world and being a working man who provides for himself.
Yeah.
Once he officially gets, oh my goodness. Once he officially gets the job, Charles, you're putting a BK crown on your head. It has to happen.
I can't do that. I'm only working.
Oh, you're
You
taking
do it when
BK
you call
crowns.
in. You're taking
BK
a
crowns.
crown and you're putting it on your head. And when I do my show live from the Gorman apartment, I'm wearing a BK crown while doing it.
Now, bring Charles home. How much longer are you on? Was that the closing video that I texted you?
No, that was I really got to pee. And I texted you. I'm like, is this going to be, are we going to get one last update here before I wrap this up? And I can't think of a better way to wrap it up than with Charles Gorman potentially being a Burger King employee, baby.
Yeah, we got to make some purchases for Charles. He needs to get a pair of black Dickies, like the pants, and black shoes, black sneakers, all black that are slip resistant.
I got black sneakers at home.
All right, they gotta be slip resistant. They'll provide the shirts for him, and yeah. So he's just got to get the Social Security card. As soon as we're done here, he'll call his dad. If we have to, I'll bring him by the house so you can tell them the good news, and just go from there. He'll start off, like I said, a couple hours a week, nothing major. It goes well. They can move and mix and match from there.
Incredible. I love it. Well, Coach Shine, thank you for your service. Charles, congratulations. Finish the job, though. All right. Make sure we get everything squared away. This is your future we're talking about, baby.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Nick Shine and Charles Gorman.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What a country. What a country. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. You guys are the greatest. Jersey Jet with a super chat at the buzzer. Back to reality. I believe in this regime, the team, and expect nothing less than 9 wins. Justin Truther. Salute Nick Shine. Who said this isn't a Jet show after all? Incredible. Thank you to everyone. Love you guys. I am on for 4 hours tomorrow on Sirius XM Mad Dog Radio from 4 to 8. So please tune in then. I'll keep you company on Father's Day. We're back to our normal 2 shows a day, Monday through Friday, starting this upcoming Monday. I will talk to you guys soon. JETS, Jets. Thank you all, and congrats to Charles. And once again, shout out to Coach Nick Shine and assistant coach Nikki Shine on their incredible performance today with Charles.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Nick.
Hey, buddy.
Mr. Gorman?
Just say hello, Mom. You're in the mood today. Mom's
How's the
making
mood
a
going?
macaroni salad, potato salad, and also egg salad, right, Mama? No.
Charles, what happened to your neck?
Oh, I shaved.
Charles, you're bleeding.
No, I
Watch.
stopped the bleeding. I put the healing stick on it. Oh, shit. You're not kidding.
Charles, go take a shower. Wash that off, pal.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Stop bleeding. Stop.
It looks great, Charles. You got it all. Perfect. Well done. There you go. Don't move.
Yeah, no. Leave your neck down. Go like this.
Charles, stop, man.
Was OJ at your new apartment? What really happened?
It bled a lot, but I stopped it with the healing stick.
Nate says he just called the Woodbridge police and they're going to be over in 3 minutes.
I'm not bleeding, guys. It's
Charles,
stopped.
stop showing it.
I actually have shaved my peeps in the past, but that's another story.
What does your mom think of this? Go ask her.
I did not shave with a Rambo knife.
Charles Gorman, First Blood.
Get the movie posters ready. Here we go. Coming to theaters this summer. Charles First Blood in theaters. July 1st. This is just too funny. Jenergy says, go clean yourself up. She's a lady telling you this.
Fine, I'll clean up. I'll call back later.
Charles Gorman stars in Platoon. Looks like you got shot, Charles.
Are you done?
What do you mean, you people?
Mrs. Clifton watching alongside me on the smart TV, and she's troubled by Charles's wound.
Charles, you'll do something in 2 weeks that makes us totally forget about this shit.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Charles, a week ago, you called into a show taking a dump.
Totally forgot about it.
So you'll one-up this. I'm not worried. It's what the greats do.
Mom, do everything rubbing alcohol? Found it. Let's sing right now.
What'd you do with the shirt? Throw it in the garbage?
Do it in the dirty.
No, you gotta take the blood off of it. Put my clothes.
I didn't put it down on the floor.
Well, rinse it out upstairs in the sink so all the blood comes out of it.
I don't care for that movie. Oh my God, you guys are unbelievable.
One more movie that Charles is starring in, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Never change, Charles.